Damn, I wish this is all showable.
Fuck. It can be. It can be.
It's a little. It's right on the line there.
You'll listen and you'll know when to bring it in.
And here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Guys, welcome to episode 163 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
So what?
You know my guy over there.
And that fool Blazer, Ramon.
On the other end is... And we are...
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
It's Guardians Week, baby. Guardians of the Galaxy.
I forgot.
Y'all got your tickets?
Yes.
I did, but then, I don't know. I won't be able to make it at the time that I had originally scheduled, so I'm going to try to figure out when I'm going to watch it this weekend. I'm still going to try to make Thursday happen, but just like a later show. I just know that might wreck me, but either way, by the time this airs, it would be tonight. I'm going to try to get there for a later show. And, yeah, I'm excited for it. I keep hearing the early reviews on it and everyone who's seen it, all of the reviewers, and everyone's saying that it's really dope, it's really, really good. And honestly, they're saying same thing about The Flash, and that's coming out next month. Whereas like some people are just saying like, I kind of like they were teeter-tottering on which one they actually enjoyed the most because they were both really, really good. So that's actually a win for all of us. So
yeah,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, were they both screened at CinemaCon? Because I know the Flash was screened at CinemaCon. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say both were. Yeah. A lot of.
I remember last year we said we were going to go to CinemaCon, and I totally forgot all about the damn thing.
Same.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say, Dave?
I was just going to say, let's make a call right now. Which one's going to fuck more? Ooh. Guardians 3 or The Flash? And then we'll revisit, obviously, after we see them both.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Guardians, mainly because this is... well, I guess technically it's like it's an ending for a couple. Both of them are an ending of sorts. But I'd say that I just loved the Guardians movies, and knowing that this is the last iteration of it, the last of this story arc. I think I'm just gonna enjoy it that much more, and because of the connection that I have with it and like the sentimental value of it, I'm probably going to enjoy it more. But also, even though The Flash looks like it's going to be dope as hell, I still have a little bit of reservation in me that's trying to, just like,
and that's
where
fair.
I'm hoping that it's going to be much better than I am anticipating. I'm anticipating that it's going to be good, but I'm also anticipating some cheesiness and some campiness and some things that, I don't know, maybe I'll be nitpicky about because it's still a little bit of the shadow of a DC that I did not enjoy.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I have low expectations for both, honestly.
Ooh, okay. Low expectations for both?
Yeah. Only because, the Guardians movie is going to be a good, wrap of the three Guardians and kind of, give us a finale to that thing. That's cool. But we've all kind of grown a little bit tired of the cheeky Marvel universe. And
we want some more.
Guardians is the one that kind of kicked that off. So and you know, Thor kind of jumped the shark with it. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not too, you know, too much in that space, and that, you know, it'll probably be more emotional. I think there'll be some emotional aspect to it, again, especially because we're obviously losing at least one character that we know of, and technically we're never going to see this team again as they stand, according to James Gunn.
Right.
And so, yeah, I expect that'll be a little bit more of an emotional flick. I think the Flash movie, it might be more like action type fuck, but also, I don't know. I'm still a little bit concerned that they threw that line in the trailer. Like,
you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Yeah, it still concerns me that it always concerns me when they give too much in the trailer. That just tells me that there's not a lot more to view in the flick.
But
and so
if they drop that gem in the trailer, they gotta have some stuff in the chamber just waiting, bro. They're not gonna shoot their load in the trailer. I'm going
You would
Flash.
think.
I'm going out on a limb. I'm
You would
going
think.
Flash. I think the Flash is gonna fuck more than Guardians. They're both gonna be good. I'm gonna fuck with Guardians. I fuck with Gunn, those characters, the colors, everything Guardians of the Galaxy. But I think the cameos, the multiverse angle of the Flash, all the reasons that MCU has been fucking, I feel like we're gonna see that in the I feel like it's gonna sort of pick that up. I don't know.
performance of a lifetime for Ezra Miller, they're saying.
Hey, let's see. Maybe it's enough. Maybe it's good enough to
Is
keep
it
him.
enough to forget everything that he's done?
I mean, what? He heckled some people singing in Hawaii. It's not the end of the world, right? It's,
Started a cult. He held people hostage.
They held people hostage.
That's right.
Correct.
Yeah, they started a cult and held people hostage.
They have
Teenager.
some issues.
Grooming also. There's grooming allegations.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it was allegations.
just saying.
We're not saying the art from the artist,
They
guys.
like
Come on.
him young.
The
Art
art from the artist, that's fine. But
Come on.
performance.
Okay, Art Kelly.
That's what I'm trying to do to keep me, you know, just like interested in the movie. Like honestly, it is what it is. Like the movie has been recorded for quite some time, like well before those
Sitting
things
there.
went down, and it's like the movie's done. Like I get it that like they got paid well before we even you know, showed any kind of interest in this movie. So me going to watch it really isn't doing anything. And it's
I'm sure they might be getting some residuals.
maybe
off
some
of
some kickback
box
on
office
that, but
sales or something.
It is what it is.
I mean, if it doesn't fuck, it would probably be the biggest disappointment.
Yeah, there's a lot riding on it, but a
Oh,
lot of the
man.
reviewers are saying that it's really good.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Some are going out like a little too far, saying that it's the best superhero movie like ever, and I'm like, I don't know about that, but whatever. All right, I can't wait to see it. I guess the biggest thing for me, it's like this isn't kicking off DC. Like a lot of people are feeling like that. Oh, like this is kicking off like the new DC, and it's like, no, it's not. Like it's not gonna be.
I mean, it kind of is.
It kind of is because James Gunn came out, and I'm sure that he changed a few things to make it work for whatever his vision is. And he did come out and say like this kind of resets everything to make way for the new DC.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of that, but it's I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hyped for it, but you know, just have some reservations. That's all. I think it's going to be better than what I'm anticipating for sure.
Very fair.
All right, so yeah, let's get into some questions. Dave, what do you got for us?
All right. First question. Would you rather let your wife fuck you once with a strap on or take her last name when you get married? This was from the notes, so don't. This isn't a Dave question. I don't know where this came from, but it made me laugh when I read it. So,
yeah.
What do we got? Yeah, take another sip.
My wife has a cool last name, so I'm gonna go with the last name.
What was the last name?
Santana.
Oh yeah, no, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be kind of pissed, but
right. But at the end of the day, does it really matter? Like,
not a ton.
No one knows
still Hispanic. You still
no one knows that this is going.
Still Hispanic name.
You're still representing.
Technically, yeah.
What if it was something not as cool? What if it was like Smith? Just boring white people shit.
I mean, like my fiance, I feel like has a cool last name because it's not common like Smith, but still, it's like there's something. There's both of these things are very emasculating.
Yes.
Yeah, both of them are very emasculating.
But one is just one time in the privacy of your own house, and then the other is just everything you fill out anytime that comes up in conversation. Anytime somebody says your fucking name, you're like, man, I should have got my fucking ass pegged by that goddamn strap on. I don't want to be Johnny
like,
Santana.
is it a one time, or is it like a full
is.
session?
No, it's one time.
One time.
It's
so just
one time.
a one in, one out.
Oh no! It's a pounding session. You're not just getting one in, one out, but like
a whole.
It's one fucking session. Come on.
Hold on. The question says if you let your wife fuck you once with a strap on. So technically, it could just be one in and out.
You know, I mean.
Okay.
It's not really
in that case,
fucking
it's a big strap.
That's just
on.
pegging
It's a
you.
big strap. It's just one time. You're gonna feel it.
He said it's
sure.
a massive strap. Fucking
It's a Pringles
dragon.
can. It's a Pringles can.
Oh shit!
So
Did you say one of those dragon, like the triangle pyramid things, bro? Where the fuck have you been watching that you know what those are? You should be disgusted right now.
Hey man, we've all gone through the pages.
I've never seen that page.
I was just gonna cheers it, and Johnny's like, "I never seen that page before."
I don't even know what you're talking about. A fucking mountain-shaped strap-on?
Oh, bro, yeah, no, it's not a strap-on. It's just a dildo that looks like a pyramid, and these chicks go crazy for it. At least the chicks that Walk watches.
Well, Walk loves those cam chicks, so.
He does. That amateur vibe, son. That's his shit.
It happens.
Yeah, facts. Oh, wow.
Man, no, since you laid it out like that, I'm not, yeah, man, I'm going to have to take my girl's last name. Like,
that's fair.
I'd be angry for the rest of my life.
I'd get over it.
People that know me.
I'd be angry, but I'd get over it.
Yeah, eventually. You'd stew for about a week, and then remember, hey, nothing went in my ass. Life is okay.
Yeah, it'd be more than a week for sure.
Couple months, a year.
I'd be upset.
And it's not like, just for the record, it's not like a homophobe thing. It feels like that would be painful. Like, not
absolutely.
pleasurable in any way.
No, I don't feel like that's something that I would enjoy.
That's what you
personally.
think, and then all of a sudden, the one time turns into a lifetime of pegging,
right?
That's
because you wanted it,
and the whole time you're just saying your full name with your normal last name.
That's right, Mr. Malave.
Oh, that's horrible.
No, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take my girl's last name, man.
I'm gonna go last name too.
The biggest instigator.
I know. Yeah. I just wanted to see if you guys wanted to get smashed real quick, and you didn't. So I was like, all right, I moved on. Walk thought about it until I said the mountain. Then he's like, I don't know about the mountain.
Yeah, I'm good. About that.
It's not just a Game of Thrones character.
Right. If it was like a Cheeto sized.
A little Cheeto?
Yeah, just something small, you know.
I don't care if you
At
talk
least
about
it's got to be a
the
puff,
crunch
a
or
puff
the
Cheeto.
puff. Those are both.
Not a crunchy. It's got to be 2 puffs. And it's
At least.
curly like that too, so you got to like guide it in somehow.
4 puffs of diameter.
4 puffs or a Pringles can full of the crunchies. What is it with me and Pringles cans?
I don't know.
All right, you guys ready for? It's a good visual. We all know what a Pringles can looks like. That's why.
Yeah. Or how about if it's one of those that's just like it look those hands that are
Yeah.
like this?
Oh yeah, where it's like the Italian dildos with the fucking hand. Yeah,
God,
absolutely.
Y'all,
Why do you know so many dildos, cuz?
That's what I'm
man.
wondering. How did
I've
I
seen-
not
I've
know?
Work
seen
part
women's-
time for AdamandEve.com.
I've seen women stick a lot of random shit up themselves.
All started with the Corona bottle, and it was downhill from there.
I'm saying, right?
Since day one.
Deep.
Yeah.
Since day.
Since day one. Since I was 17 and I entered that penthouse and saw the Corona bottles.
It was all
had a
over.
fascination with women just sticking random shit inside them.
Attracts.
Yeah, it does. Next question.
All right, next question, please. Let's move this along.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys 4 actors. Choose the best actor, not your favorite actor. Choose the best actor.
The best talent of the group.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
John Bernthal, Pedro Pascal, Ryan Reynolds, Colin Farrell. Those are your 4 best.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, really? Not even a lot of thinking there. Just Colin Farrell.
I've seen Colin Farrell play a lot of different types of roles. Especially like Penguin, completely transformed himself. Could barely even tell it's him. Whereas like Ryan Reynolds, we've discussed it before. Much as we love him,
Right.
Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's the easy. That's the
Feel the
easy
same
out.
way. Feel the same way about John Bernthal. Even though I love, I like his work and stuff. He's John Bernthal in everything that he does. Can't get away from it. And Pedro Pascal is, he's great at what he does as well. I think he has more range than the last 2 that I've named. But I have yet to see him in anything that like really solidified like a standout role where it's just like, fuck, I completely forgot that that's Pedro Pascal. You know,
And Penguin
or it takes
did
me
that
out
for
of it.
you with Colin Farrell.
Penguin, I've seen him. I've just seen him do so many things from like mobster type movies to just comedies. I've seen him do a little bit of everything, and he just kills it. I don't know. In my opinion, he kills it every single time. Same with Pedro Pascal. So it's a really close.
It is close.
It's close for the 2 for me, but I don't know. Colin Farrell just feel as of right now, I just feel like his range is very evident that he's still one of those up there for me that is just like I feel like he's gonna kill this role, no matter what the role is. One of my favorites was I think it was The Gentleman.
I was just gonna ask you if you've seen Colin Farrell in The Gentleman because that was what I thought of. Yeah, him in the restaurant there.
Yeah, that was great
That's
scene.
a really great scene. Yeah.
Yep. And he just has, I don't know, man. He just has those chops, man. He's dope.
Facts. What do you got, Johnny?
I mean, I don't disagree
Valid
with
point.
anything Ale just said.
Right.
I don't even think it's a competition. Nobody
Really?
else.
Just it's a landslide.
Well, I mean, nobody
Landslide
else there
Colin
has
Farrell?
been nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor.
That's true. That's true.
And
And if
not
you
that I
hold
place-
the Academy in
I was
high
gonna say, not
esteem
that
like
I place them
then
on the highest esteem, but it's
Correct.
a
Yeah, I
pretty
was gonna
big
say that too,
fucking
but-
deal.
It is. No, for sure.
It's not like,
for sure. It is.
It's not like a supporting actor, like best actor. Again, not necessarily a movie that one I've seen or two would enjoy, because I have seen enough of trailers and clips of it that just not a great attractive premise for me. But I think, you know, everything that Walk said about his repertoire
range
of characters that he's done. I mean, he's jumped kind of all over the place, including, I forgot he was in Horrible Bosses.
He was good in Horrible Bosses. I forgot about that
comedy role, right? And so like to jump all over and be very dramatic, be comedic, also, you know, be in these kind of action style flicks, and really get lost in the story. Even, you know, not that necessarily Alexander was a great movie or he had a major role in Minority Report, but even in those roles, like we won't discuss Bullseye, but
I was gonna say, but even as Bullseye, bro, like I don't put Daredevil on him. Like he was Bullseye. Like, I don't know, what's Bullseye supposed to be like? Was he better than the TV show, the dude that played Bullseye in the Netflix show? Like, they were both like meh Bullseyes, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think
both meh. I think
maybe
Poindexter, and it's probably not his fault, but you know, the stupid bullseye on his forehead.
Yeah,
the Bullseye.
Yeah, as far as Ryan Reynolds, he's probably at the bottom of that list.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Who was the first person?
First person was John Bernthal.
John Bernthal. Yeah, with John Bernthal, I mean, I'm not even a giant fan of him as much as you guys are. And it's mostly because of that. Like, I feel like he mostly plays the same angry white man in every flick. And I always go back to him in Walking Dead. Like, that's the first kind of...
That was the first exposure to him that I had, and I was Team Rick.
Yeah,
so when he was smashing what's-her-face, I was like, yo,
like,
fuck this motherfucker.
Dude. Yeah, and I've always had kind of a
fuck
this
cheek
guy view of him, no matter what he's in.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I don't trust that fucker.
Until The Punisher, when I started watching The Punisher, I was like, oh, okay, that's my dude right there.
Yeah.
Because I fucked with The Punisher. I don't think y'all... watched The Punisher, right?
And fucked with it.
I fucked it.
I didn't... It was fine. It was cool.
It was satisfactory.
He wasn't the angry white guy as in King Richard.
I didn't watch King Richard.
Good in King Richard.
I didn't see that.
Was that with Charlie Hunnam?
What? No, the Will Smith movie that he won the Academy Award for.
King Richard. Oh, that was the tennis movie.
Oh.
He was the trainer for the girls trainer.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Well, I mean, he was a little angry white guy.
Oh, I was thinking of King Arthur. King Arthur and Charlie Hunnam.
He was a little angry white guy.
Stupid.
You know, he was like, but not like angry, more like coach angry.
Yeah,
I guess.
Intense. He was intense.
Intense.
Every time I see John Bernthal, I do like him. Like, as far as his acting, and like he just seems like a really cool person. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's just John Bernthal.
The range isn't there.
It's
not quite Kevin James level, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. Yeah, fully agree.
Yeah. It doesn't take me out of the fact that's John Bernthal.
Yeah. And I love Pedro, but again, I'll agree with what Wak said earlier. Like,
just not enough under his belt.
I think I for some reason I really thought that I've known him as an actor for longer. But really I believe that the Game of Thrones was his breakthrough character. Mm-hmm. I thought he was in something.
If you don't count Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I thought he was in this Mexican movie that I always go back to, but it was actually Diego Luna that was in that movie.
What was it? Was it Narcos?
No, it was called Amores Perros.
Oh,
Yeah, that
movie.
one.
Yeah. I know what you're
Diego
talking
Luna.
about.
I don't think Pedro Pascal is. I think he's American, right? Like obviously, like
I mean, he's
probably,
Chilean.
probably born. He's probably born in Chile, but raised in the States.
I think he's spent a large majority. I mean, he's probably in his 40s at this point, so he's spent a large majority of his life in America. I don't know what
like
time
Diego
he came
Luna.
here.
Whereas like Diego Luna,
No,
I think
he's
he
fucking
made
Mexican
it-
as
You
hell.
can still hear.
he made a
the
name for
accent.
himself in Mexico and came over.
Right,
so.
right.
Yeah, so that tracks.
The other guy, in Amores Perros was Diego Luna and Gael Garcia.
It's funny because I used to get those two mixed up.
But
I used to think they were the same fucking dude, bro.
Are you serious? I can't tell if you're fucking around.
Yes. I'm not fucking around. I wish I were fucking around. I'm dead serious.
Yeah. So I can't remember his last. He has like 2 last names, but it's Gael Garcia something. Who was in for those that don't know, he and are only aware of American flicks. He was in the Werewolves by Night.
What about Casa de Mi Padre?
He was in Casa
Ferrell.
de Mi Padre.
That's what I knew. I couldn't remember which one of those dudes was in that movie.
I gotta watch
What
that
about
one
Casa
again.
de Mi Padre?
Whatever. That's all I,
I gotta
know.
watch
That's
that one
the
again.
extent
That
of
was a
my.
funny flick.
It was funny. I remember it being. I only
That was
watched
great,
it one
yeah.
time, but I remember it being funny.
Same.
Yeah, and if you watch like Pedro, he was actually he was really funny in what's the movie with Nicolas Cage where Nicolas Cage played himself?
The
I always blank
Unbearable
on that
Weight
name.
of
that
Nicolas
one
Cage.
of
Yeah.
Massive Talent.
Massive
yeah.
talent.
And he was actually like really funny in that.
I gotta watch that
So I feel like his chops are there. And now that he's like pretty
Now
much
this-
skyrocketing
yeah.
now, we're gonna see a lot more of those
I agree.
roles
That's this
where it's gonna
question
challenge his range. That's why
5
earlier
years.
I said like up to this point I just don't see the range, but I can see it's there. I feel like he puts enough effort into it.
I can't argue with that. I wanted to say Pedro. I wanted Pedro to be my answer. I wanted to back it up with concrete facts and evidence. And I can't in good conscience do that after the argument that you gentlemen have so nicely laid out for me today. So yeah, Colin Farrell. I saw Colin Farrell. One of the first Colin Farrell performances that I saw when I was younger was The Recruit with Al Pacino.
Oh yeah.
Where they wanted him for the CIA. And I thought he was the cool
25 plus years of work.
the coolest motherfucking dude. Like I wanted my whole persona to be like Colin Farrell in the fucking Recruit, bro. And it worked. I slayed a lot of ass at MCC with the Colin Farrell in the Recruit persona. But it gets, he aged out of it. I aged out of MCC. And then SWAT. SWAT was another one. Those two were really had the Colin Farrell hair going with the little spikies in the front, bro. I wanted to be Colin Farrell bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go Colin
Spiky
Farrell.
hair in the
It's-
front. I want to see photos of that.
You know the fade
Yeah,
around
yeah,
the
I
side.
totally know the
I got
look.
Mad. Come on, I got mad pictures, bro. That was my look for like 15 years. I swear to God, I needed a new haircut.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would love to see you in with a fade, man. I would love to see you with a
My
fade,
show was
bro.
tight.
I'm gonna take
show
you
was
next
tight.
time when you're ready to like cut your hair. We're gonna have to fly you down and get you to like a hood barber. You know how they have those in like
Hood barber.
reels and in TikTok, where they take a white boy to the hood and they go, and he looks completely different, dude.
It's like, damn.
We're gonna have to do that for you.
I'm gonna take him to Oakland.
Oaktown.
Yeah, he's gonna
I
have
don't fuck
he's
with
gonna
Oakland.
have the full connected
Yeah.
beard. Like,
No, just
sharp
the
as a
little chin,
bitch.
the pencil thin chin that white dudes have. Like
No. I didn't say we're gonna
Remember
make
the
you look
main
like
dude
shit.
was?
We're getting a hood.
Def Jam Vendetta. I'm gonna be the main character in Def Jam Vendetta.
I didn't say we were gonna make you look like a complete asshole. I said we were gonna make you look. You're gonna look
Get me
fresh.
right.
So
Okay.
we're gonna get you right, son. You ain't gotta look like a fucking white trash.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's mainly who has it nowadays. What little, like the white boys, they hold on to the chin strap. Ain't too many people in the hood doing chin straps anymore.
I would do the sideburns into the mustache, like what's his face son. From what's the prison show that was on Apple TV? Homeboy with the Confederate.
Oh, that shit was horrible,
reenactments.
That shit was horrible.
It was bad.
TV.
He's gonna turn around in the rear view. He's gonna be like, "Oh man, this is awesome."
Oh yeah. Blackbird or something.
Yeah,
Blackbird. Yeah. The dude in Blackbird.
That dude with the fucking...
Dave's just gonna take on a whole nother voice. It's like, I really love this haircut.
You sound like the old dude from Family Guy.
Right.
It's like a weird.
That too.
You want
I
some
mean, both of them were perverts.
Some popsicles.
Facts.
Yeah. And little muscly arms.
Those muscly arms.
Classic Family Guy right there.
Get your fine ass
word.
over here.
Gonna bring me some good news.
All right, are we ready? Are we ready for the last
Yeah,
question?
let's do it.
All right, fellas. Serious question. Let's bring it back in.
Get your fat ass over here.
Would you put your dick in a glory hole for $1 million, even though you just don't know what's on the other end? Is that feasible? Million smacker, tax free, just a satchel full of money. You get your shit whatevered when you put it in that glory hole.
Yeah,
like you're having dinner and somebody nudges you. They're like, "Hey."
Johnny's thinking over there. He's like,
this glory hole. A million
what, $1
cash
million
free. My man's trying to get a business off
What are
the
the
ground. I would
possibilities?
consider it. Okay, here's the possibilities. I'll lay them out right now.
Other than getting your dick sucked by a man or a woman or something in between,
Animal?
What are the other possibilities that you get on a glory hole?
No one will
the glory
physically.
hole culture.
No one's gonna physically harm your dick. I promise you guys that your dick will be safe. It's not gonna get chopped off or anything weird. No one's gonna punch it. And it just put your dick in a glory hole. Like what the fuck, dude? Why would you do that? Is that what you do? You wait at glory holes to punch dicks?
that was definitely a man.
Like an engagement ring, like impressed on your dick because they just fucking nicked it. But it's okay. That's the thing. You have those three. It's man, woman, other. Your dick will be safe. You're busted.
From my understanding, because I didn't know that until we started talking about this shit on the fucking podcast. But people come out and goes, a glory hole is just like, that's a gay thing. There's no such thing as like straight glory holes.
They don't watch porn.
Yeah. that's a fact. That's where I knew of glory holes from. So I was just like, oh, sweet. Like, yeah, there's women. Yeah. They're all filled with women until somebody was like, that this is a gay thing.
It's how it had to be, I would assume, right? Like, because that shit was all closeted. Like, you weren't just accepting homosexuals like 30, 40 years ago. Like, that shit was on the DL. So you had to go find a random hole. So that totally tracks. A 2023 glory hole, there could be theys, thems, she's, he. We don't know who the fuck is on the other side. Right. Yeah, absolutely.
They, them, she.
I'm trying to be inclusive here. Anybody. Yeah. Could be Danny DeVito. It could be Margot Robbie. We don't know who the fuck is on the other side of that thing.
That's true. For $1 million.
So either way, you're getting your dick sucked and you're getting $1 million.
I'm gonna have to.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have to say yeah.
Yeah, right. That's any other answer would be stupid, and I would know you're lying.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to agree. $1 million could do a lot for your life. You won't even know the
You'll
answer.
Never know
unless you happen to feel some stubble. You're not gonna.
You're having dinner with your family like 10 years later. somebody nudges you and they say, "Hey, you remember that glory hole?" And it's just the most jacked dude you've ever seen, and you're just like, "Whatever, dude, I'm balling." And you bounce, you get on with your life, but you're like, "Fuck."
Just walks past you and goes,
I got different
"What's
feelings.
up, pineapples?" It's like, what the fuck?
Asparagus.
You know what I'm talking about? Asparagus.
It's only gonna
I don't
feel
think that
bad if
affects
you
your
nut.
semen. I think that's just pee.
If you don't nut, then you're like, whatever, bro. I didn't even nut, man. You're not even
I
good.
didn't even bust. Your shit was whack, bro. But if you build like
if
the
you,
hardest
like-
bust you ever had,
Yeah, if you like,
and you, like you're still thinking
Yeah,
about
you're
it
like,
10 years later, and he's like, "Yo, that was me."
fuck.
Oh man.
Nah, you're gonna be a mil richer. You're gonna fuck.
And like, there's still a decent shot that it's a chick, so you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, 0.5% shot.
0.5%? Why is it so low?
50-50 chance.
Sure, let's just say that.
50% chance.
50-50 sounds good. What if
I
it
mean,
was a
it's-
dog?
Ooh.
Oh,
I mean, can a
you
dog
would
suck
know
a dick?
instantly. Like, what are you talking
Just
about?
little licks. They're just doing little.
I mean,
I just wanted to see who would grab
I'm gonna lick it like 3 times, and then I'm gonna pull that bitch out, and I'm gonna be like,
Oh, we lost Dave.
that was perfect timing.
Oh man, Johnny and his.
So we all said yes. We're millionaires.
Yeah,
I'm
triple
at the
milli.
Cheers
that
to
mill.
that. A milli.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that mill.
Word.
I'd be stupid not to.
We all
Not
would.
knowing what's on, like you'll never know what's
You'll
on
never
the
know.
other end.
You'll never know.
That
Or you
the
get no. You
person
get
on the other end signed an NDA agreement. They can't just expose.
they seal it in a vault for 50 years,
Yeah.
and then you get like just a random phone call. It's like, "Hey, is this Walk? Yeah, what's up? Dude blew you." And they hang up the phone. And you're like, "Fuck, man." Hopefully, you turn that mill into something.
There's no way you're not
Something
knowing.
nice.
Yeah.
You gotta know. You're gonna know when it happens. I don't
gonna
need
know.
the phone call. I know. Please don't confirm.
I know, and I'm okay
Don't
with it.
confirm.
I've made peace with that.
I've made peace
I don't
with
need
it, yeah.
confirmation
peace
and
with
a
that a long
reminder
time ago.
50 years later.
How about you made peace with it, and you're just like, yeah, like that happened one time. Fuck it, not talking about it again. You get a phone call, and it's Dua Lipa. She was like, "It was me."
Oh shit!
I'll be like, yo, come through. Pull
Come
up.
through.
Let's do it
She's
again.
like 87 at that point.
I didn't say I liked it.
Hey, what was that accent? Where's she from?
Why
I don't know.
That sound like a little old Mexican lady.
I don't know. I just figured, to me, Dua Lipa sounds like she has an accent.
That sounded more like
some
Jennifer
sort.
Lopez.
Oh, the taco burrito Jennifer Lopez.
That episode aired literally like the day after we talked about it last week. I saw that on
Oh
TV.
man, that's awesome.
It was perfect.
That's funny. There used to be this dude at my dad's church when I was growing up that couldn't say my name, my full name, Jonathan, and he would always say, Jennifer. Jennifer. And everybody like, yo, it's Jennifer. He's calling you Jennifer, bro.
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
That's weird. Why did he have such? Did he have like a speech
He had a
impediment?
super thick accent, so he was like,
Okay.
trying to say Jonathan. It was just like Jonathan. And it
Jonathan.
just sounded like Jennifer.
Sounded like Jennifer.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
though.
Aw.
Oh my god! What an ending to that.
I like the guy. He was great. He was a good,
He's
good
a
friend of
good
mine.
guy.
You know,
He's a good-
just
He was like,
an old
yeah.
man. He
R.I.P.
passed
though.
away. R.I.P.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, R.I.P.
geez.
It was just funny. The delivery was great.
R.I.P. though.
R.I.P. though.
All right. So that was the last of the questions,
that's all the
right?
questions, son. Yeah, that's all we got.
All right.
You know what it's time for. News clips.
All right, let's see
Damn
if
it, I was not ready.
if the news is ready from Brother Jennifer. So let's see. There's a couple things we wanted to talk about. I know things that have happened. Well, first off, actually, one thing I wanted to mention: the day that this airs is the 4th of May, aka May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
So shout out to all our Star Wars fans for that. The other thing is, recently one of the bigger things that happened, I believe it was yesterday, is Met Gala. Not that we're like huge fashion heads or anything, but we did have some discussions amongst us as some of the crazy outfits, of course, that typically pop up at this costume party. The Doja
I guess I
Cat
didn't realize that it was a costume party. Like I thought
mean,
it was just some sort of
technically.
I thought it was a more formal event, but people would just get crazy with it. But that doesn't make sense now that I see all those crazy
so
outfits.
In simple terms, it's a costume party. But you have to wear like a $300,000 costume, right? Like,
right?
It's a party put on by
Designer costumes.
Vogue at the Metropolitan Museum. It's supposed to be a fundraiser, I believe. That's
Okay,
It
so
is,
it is.
yeah.
Do you have to donate when you get invited? Do you think that's part of the Are you
probably
supposed to give a little something?
Yeah, I'm sure there's
Okay.
some sort of donation.
Like
that
you don't pay
you're-
for a ticket, you just like donate. You think, or
Maybe
do you think they're
you
buying tickets?
No,
to
maybe
that shit?
you get invited, but it costs you $50,000 to show up or some shit like that.
Oof.
I don't know. I just throwing that out there. I really have no idea. I do believe that it's
no, that's fine.
a fundraiser for the Met, and typically high fashion is a big thing there, and there's usually a theme annually, and so people dress up to match the theme, and that's what kind of makes it basically a costume party, because no one's gonna ever wear that kind of shit out in public.
Yeah, right.
Just like high fashion costumes or whatever. So lots of really interesting, fun, crazy costumes that were on display. I don't really give a fuck about all of that, though. I mean, we said, or I think Wak actually said in our group text that if we were large enough and got the invite, he would show up. He would don an outfit and just kind of check it out.
I do it once.
That Brian Tyree Henry joint. I could see him in that. I don't know if y'all saw that or not. but
What did he wear?
Nah.
It was just this very like layered, weird, big, massive suit. I don't know. It looked kind of dope, but not something I would wear. But I could see Wak rocking that
I
shit.
mean, I couldn't wear anything that any of those people wear.
No, I try to get away with like something that was close to a normal suit with, I don't know, like some sort of mask or some shit.
You can
like,
you can
whatever.
wear normal shit. Alexander Skarsgård, I saw a pic of him. He was just wearing a tux with a bow tie. Just classic.
Yeah,
Classic
see, I
look.
would-
You don't got to get wild when you go. Like you can just
Nah.
wear some normal shit.
And by the way, I just looked it up. It's $50K.
It is
the
50.
ticket
Wow.
for the Met Gala.
Okay.
I threw that
Good
number
from-
out
call,
there,
Johnny.
and I was right
call.
on.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Up
Sure.
from $30K in 2022.
So that
Inflation's a bitch.
that makes me wonder about. Damn, 20 grand in 1 year. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That does make me wonder, because sometimes they invite like people that just became famous
right.
that aren't really like wealthy like that.
Yeah.
I-
Like Harvey Guillen. I feel like that's why he might not have 50K just
50K
laying
is a
around. Like,
lot.
yeah, that is.
Maybe his production company or his PR.
Somebody fronted it,
fronts
yeah.
it. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
would think that they would foot the bill.
Or
if
the
they want
designer.
you to-
Maybe you think the designer chips in so that you say, hey, I'm wearing so-and-so. And
Yeah, could be that
I
as
don't know.
well.
Maybe. Weird.
Anyways, I saw this one story that I thought was pretty awesome because, if it came to me also being invited to this show, I would, and not that I'm a huge fan, but I kind of fuck with this guy. I think like I don't necessarily fuck with his acting or his music that much, but I just kind of feel like every time I see him talk, like I could probably vibe with the dude. Like he seems like a cool cat. And that's Jack Harlow. And so Jack Harlow wore what seems like a normal outfit, but my favorite part about it is
mad tight.
He didn't want to do any interviews, so he just told everyone that he was on shrooms to avoid doing any interviews and promoting his new album and his new movie that's coming out. I believe it's a Hulu movie, direct to Hulu.
White Men Can't
White
Jump.
Men Can't Jump reboot, which we could save our comments for at a different time, unless y'all want to talk about it now.
He didn't even. He had a album dropping, a new movie dropping. My man paid $50K to get into this shit, and he's like, "Nah, I don't want to fucking talk to y'all. I'm shrooming."
I mean,
The fuck is that?
I don't
Get
think it
the
was
fuck out of here, bro. Stay home then. The fuck? No one needed you here. That's wild.
It wasn't
That's
like
wild.
that rude. It was more like when people tried to get his attention, he would just look at him, point to his head, and be like, and he would mouth. He would like,
But he wasn't really shrooming.
I don't know. Maybe he did hold one interview with I think it was a New York Times reporter. But it was he as a reporter, Emma Chamberlain. He went viral with her last year at the Met Gala, so he did that one interview with her again.
It's not his first. It's not his first shindig.
Yeah, it's not his first round. So this time he was just like, I'm over this shit, and I fuck with that. And I might actually shroom and go to the Met Gala.
I was gonna say,
because if I'm gonna watch a silver painted skinny
Lil Nas
thing,
X,
Lil
with his
Nas
ass
X
out.
run across this in front of me, and I have to endure that, I'd rather believe it was like a real troll.
The Tin Man.
The Tin Man. Something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with him doing that. I think
It's your
once
$50K, bro. Do what the fuck you want with it. It's all good.
No, yeah, I mean, because there's more to it than I don't think people go to the Met Gala and think like, yes, I want to be interviewed.
No,
like I can't
that's
wait
the
to
worst
be
part
interviewed.
about it. Like, you just want to go inside and get drunk.
I think at first, like he's been around for a little bit now, so it's like first couple, he's talking, he's mingling, talking to whoever he can, get his name out there, but his name is out there, so it's like you go there and then you just try to talk to other celebrities
you got a
and make
direct
some
to
connections.
Hulu movie. You just pack it in, bro. You're at the top at that point. Just call it. You made it, baby. You made it.
Nah.
I mean,
You
do
and the
really have to
Predator
promote that
movie,
though? I mean, it's direct to Hulu.
Yeah. Yeah, like
What
why?
did- do you, Jack Harlow?
It's
Do
White
you?
Men Can't Jump.
He got his
We
check.
make. Yeah. I don't know. I don't blame him. I get it, honestly. You know, a lot of people try to avoid interviews and shit like that. So
Yeah, especially when you're doing them
can't
all
knock
the
him too
time.
much
They
for that.
usually ask
I think
you
I
the
would-
same
yeah,
fucking
just-
questions over and over.
Yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't want to go to a place with probably the most paparazzi and reporters on the East Coast that night if I didn't really feel like giving any interviews. But I don't know.
Sometimes you
I
got
just,
to.
you know.
They force you, you know. It's just like
we're also talking like you know, as if we know what else goes on at the Met Gala, but that was one of our other questions.
We don't know what goes on. Why are they there?
We don't know, but there could be other reasons why he did want to go to the Met Gala.
Maybe it's
but
an
didn't
orgy.
wanna deal
Maybe
with
it's
that.
inside.
Maybe
They're just
it is.
fucking
Hey,
in
you
there,
never know.
bro.
Yeah,
I don't
Let's
doubt
check
it.
it out.
It's
I mean,
like in the yellow
maybe
room.
that
They got like
maybe he did want to see Lil Nas X.
they got a room
You
that's
think it would
like
be
all painted yellow.
50K for insensitive culture to go? Like we're all included in that 50K? Or do you think it'd be 50K a head that we'd have to pay?
I'm gonna assume per person,
Shit, that's what I was afraid of. Yeah, we're not doing this.
which if you bring a date, that's 100K.
Oh Jesus, no, I'm going solo, son.
Yeah, Ash, keep your ass at home. He said.
Sorry.
My man will spend $50K to buy out the Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. But nah, not for the
full
Met
menu,
Gala.
but nah, I ain't going to no Met Gala.
I know what pops off at Dunkin' Donuts, son. I don't know what goes down at the fucking Met Gala. I don't play that shit.
Word, you get inside and his eyes wide shut, bro.
Right.
A lot
Everybody's
of
trying to
microwave
blow you in
food
glory
at
holes.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Nope.
It's just you and Mona Lisa, bro.
You and Mona
And
Lisa.
Lizzo.
Yeah, and Doja Cat actually looking like a fucking cat.
Yeah, that weirdo.
You seen Jared Leto like came in a full cat costume?
All right, Deb.
That shit's crazy.
I did not.
Yeah, it was a full body, just like full on cat costume.
Like Chuck E. Cheese style, like the Chuck, like someone was in the nothing
I don't
crazy.
understand how that's part of the theme.
He was a furry.
It was Karl Langenfeld, whoever
Karl
that fashion
Lagerfeld,
dude was.
which is a
Lagerfeld, yeah.
a
It was his
designer.
cat. That's who Doja Cat was. That's who Lil Nas
Oh,
X
he had
was.
a
They
cat?
were all. He had a cat, yeah, yeah. That's what they were doing. They were showing love to that dude who, from everything I've read, was not a very nice or cool
Right.
dude. And like
I saw that
people,
as well.
people were hating on him. I guess he didn't like pink, so a lot of people wore pink to the Met Gala. He didn't
Protest.
like thick or overweight girls, so they were wearing big old. I forget who it was. There was a bunch of girls that were big, wearing
Lizzo?
big pink things, and Lizzo wasn't wearing pink, I don't think. But yeah, she was there, and he wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been too
happy?
thrilled about that. Yeah, no.
You know, a majority of those, especially in the fashion world, majority of celebrities and people. Well, maybe the newer people who are newer celebrities are more accepting of a lot of things and might be cooler. But those people that just come from generations and generations of money, and that's the lifestyle that they've always known.
Right.
Very rarely are they just amazing fucking people. You know what I mean? As we see
good?
all of these, yeah, like they're naturally just good people that care about, that care about people in general. No, most of them are making those fucking shitty ass comments. Just fucking assholes, especially in the fucking in the fashion world.
Oh yeah.
So that tracks.
Lot of bias.
Word. That person was, I don't know who the fuck that is, but that person was definitely old as fuck.
I think he's dead.
He is dead.
I'm sure. I would assume so because if they made the theme, they made the theme by him and he's still alive. Yeah, in honor of him and he's still alive. It's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Right.
But anyway.
Anyways, all right, we're gonna move on to a slightly more controversial topic. I saw this article earlier today, and it came from Fox News, so take it as it is. Don't pay attention necessarily. Well, the headline is what kind of dragged me into the story, where I'm like, why is this a controversial thing? So basically, people. So this is why the question I'm gonna pose to you guys, based around this story. So, the story is about people standing for the national anthem.
Okay.
And again, headline: horrifies progressives in a viral video. And this feels so dystopian, like out of a horror movie. And that that struck me as weird. Like, why does this feel like a horror movie? Like people standing for the national anthem? Isn't that like, it's pretty standard and normal? You see it at concerts and sporting events. Well, more sporting events than concerts, but like you see it pretty often. Well, what's the big deal? So apparently, this video was making its way around TikTok. What's that? I
said because it's like programming people to do a specific thing.
So one, the video itself was at a restaurant, And the people were the video was, you know, basically this restaurant plays the national anthem every day at I guess noon or something, and people stand up in the middle of the restaurant and salute the national anthem. And the person that was recording the video was like, "This feels like the most dangerous situation I've ever been in." And I obviously I don't feel that far about it, but I also don't feel like I don't think I would stand for the national anthem at a restaurant.
I would not. No, absolutely not.
Would you guys?
No.
Absolutely not.
I'm eating my meal. I'm having a good time with my family or my lady, whoever I'm grubbing with. Like, this is not an appropriate time.
No.
There's no need. Like, if they want to do their thing, awesome. Make sure my bread is full and I got a drink, and make sure you keep doing with your server business before worrying about the fucking national anthem. I wouldn't sing any, like, I've been in restaurants where they need to sing songs and do shit and they want you to get up on the table and shit. Like, get fucked. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard, bro.
I'm good on that. Honestly, I haven't heard like when we go to like maybe like baseball games, any sports games,
sporting
like,
events, yeah.
A sporting event that seems on par. That's always been like that. Like, whatever, sure, okay. Yep. And I'll stand up for that, whatever. But just like at like you said, at a restaurant, I don't know. I'm not doing all that. I'm not gonna get up. It would seem very weird for that to happen. I've said it before, bro. Like, even now, it's very weird when people are super patriotic. We're at a time where the people that are like ultra patriotic and they're waving the American, like if you have an American flag in your front yard, sometimes like I look at it and I just go, oh, I don't.
That's kind of,
you know what I mean?
Right?
Like, it's messed up because I want to be patriotic for the country that I was born and raised in.
Yeah.
But you don't know what kind of patriotism we're talking about here.
Correct.
That's
correct.
the thing. Yeah. No, I get it.
And the people that are like overly patriotic, that are waving their flags and have flags and and do all that shit. Like, I don't know the type of person you are. Right now, it's not a positive connotation for me.
Yeah, flags feel very MAGA to me. If you're going hard with the flags, bro, and it's not like the 4th of July, not great.
That's crazy, not right? But it's so true. Like, I grew up seeing American flags all the time.
Absolutely.
Actually, I remember, in the 80s, the American flag was, very like Bruce Springsteen cool, and my brother had an American flag.
Born in the USA.
Which I remember he had an American flag. He had it hanging up in our bedroom because I shared a bedroom with my brother. And I remember my parents making him take it down. And then it was just like folded in one of our drawers. And I never understood why they made him take it down. I was like, does that mean the American flag is bad? I'm guessing I never really got an answer. I think my parents were just like, worshiping one thing over another. You should only have Christian stuff up on the wall or some shit like that. Because it was very rock and roll to like have this cool American flag up. But outside of that, yeah, it's always just kind of been like, oh, it's like the flag is the flag, like no big deal. And now there was, I don't know if I shared this story with you guys, but this person I know recently moved to Houston, and I was helping them out with, getting their living situation together and whatnot. And they texted me one day and they were like, yo, did I move into a racist neighborhood? And I'm like, why?
Everybody has a fucking flag.
And so he's like in the suburb of Houston, and he said he woke up and there was an American flag in the front yard, and he didn't put it there, but there was just an American flag in his front yard. He was like, yo, is somebody trying to send a message to me or some shit?
This is America.
And I was like, I don't know, bro. That kind of seems very suspect.
Yeah.
Then he sent me a video, and it was like every other house on the street had this American flag. So
like a HOA type of thing. Like,
it's a gated community. Like so I was like, oh, okay. They probably either automatically do this or like the person that lived there before you paid for it, and so they just installed it. Right. But the funny part was to me that he was shook at seeing his own country's flag. Right. He was also born and raised here. I mean, he's an African American. Like it's
he felt like it was like he acted like it was a burning cross.
Yes,
he's like, what the fuck is going on over here? And I could see that. Him. Yeah.
And that's super strange. And for context, a lot of people from other countries internationally were also responding to this video saying that that's fucking weird. Like other countries don't do this. Like people in the UK, especially Europe, like UK, Spain, Italy, they were like, we don't even hear our country's anthem that much. Like at the Olympics. And shit like that. Like it would be very strange for, this just to play while I was eating dinner, and then everybody in the restaurant just stands up and puts their hand over their heart.
It's very robotic. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, it's ingrained in you to do this. And if you don't do this, you are, you should be shunned or it's looked down upon.
Did you guys do the Pledge of Allegiance in school growing up, like every morning?
I did, yeah.
See, I did too, and I saw this post on Twitter the other day where somebody was like, "Never in my life," and they were like born in, I want to say they said they were born in New York and raised in Delaware or some shit like that. Yeah, and they were like, "Never, I've never had to do that in all my years," and there was a bunch of people saying that it was very dystopian that people have to pledge their allegiance to the flag every morning. I was like, I don't know.
I mean, looking back on it now, though, like it does feel kind of like Hitler Youth type of shit, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Like every student needs to be ingrained.
Yeah, and you would get yelled at if you didn't. Like if you didn't stand and put your hand over your heart and shit, like you were gonna get talked to for sure.
Oh, there was I got yelled at for putting my left hand over my non-heart.
Like, no, shit.
Right hand over your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was only elementary school, but that shows you. Like I know the words till this day.
Oh yeah. 100%. I mean, you don't
you've been indoctrinated
every fucking morning for years. Yeah, that doesn't go away. And I've read like BuzzFeed articles of like things that people in the UK or Australia think are weird about the US. And every time I see one of those articles, it's the amount of American flags that we have around. Like they call it out every time, and they're like, yeah, that's kind of weird that you guys are fucking flying your flags all the time. Like
it's the same thing for like Puerto Ricans, because obviously I'm Puerto Rican. For those of you who don't know, but for those of you who don't know, but like when like around here when we have our Puerto Rican festival and everything, and how everyone is overly using the flag, the Puerto Rican flag, every Puerto Rican has like just all year round has a Puerto Rican flag hanging from their rear view, like like it's just like the love for
everyone.
And it's like
I wonder if maybe that's. No, but I feel like Americans have been doing that shit with the American flag.
Americans
for a while.
Have been doing it for.
But I feel like a lot. Maybe that's why so many, immigrants and immigrant families will, wave their Dominican, their Jamaican, their Costa Rican, their. I mean, it's more of a kind of, I would say, Latin / No, yeah, I don't. You don't. No, I do see. African folks waving their flags as well. But you don't really see like an Australian putting their flag up.
I just don't do it.
The Japanese having their flag waving out their window.
You don't see Italian flags either.
No,
like even
not in the Europeans.
Greece
it's definitely a brown thing.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on any kind of patriotism. I don't care if it's towards Puerto Rico. I don't care if it's America, but definitely like the Puerto Rico thing is just like when anything is all in your face. I'm just it's just too much for me. you know, like they'll put it on their wheels, the flag on their wheels, so that it's spinning and, you know, across their hood. And it's just like, enough with all that traki shit.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, as of late, the last 5 to 10, not even 10 years, bro. It's like the last 5 to 6,
2016,
7 years.
Since 2016.
Yeah, basically since 2016.
Yeah. Since then, bro, it's
real.
like the American flag is a huge red flag when it comes to, you know, when people are like really being patriotic. It's
right. Unless it's the Olympics or the World Cup,
Right.
just keep the fucking flag out of my face. Basically,
I get if you're a veteran, like if you're a veteran, and you know,
I even be afraid to root for the U.S. in those events. Like, you don't want to be the guy who's like, USA,
right?
Nothing against you guys, but
We love everyone, but we want to kick your ass.
So I'm glad y'all share that sentiment, because it's a very weird thing for me.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from our contra. I just wanted to see if y'all stood for the American anthem.
I would not.
No.
Do you,
just to throw in there,
at a sporting event, do you do it? Do you stand at a sporting event too? Do you take your hat
absolutely.
off?
Yeah, I take my hat off. I'm all in
do
at
it
a sporting event. Yeah, for sure.
I am not standing there like
If you're
in protest of
if
it.
you're in your seats and the national anthem starts, okay, I get it. What if you're like on your way to the pisser? Or you're in the bathroom,
I'm in line
or
at
you're
the
waiting in
concession
line at
stand,
concessions.
no, absolutely not. No, if I'm at my seat, just ready for it. I'm not dropping, putting my food down, and just waiting. And I'm doing my thing.
All right. That tracks. Cool. All right,
yeah, my kid is in the Scouts right now, and they do the Pledge of Allegiance and all of that stuff, and I'm just like, I hadn't heard the Pledge of Allegiance in a long time, and they're making my kid do it, and it's just like, yeah, you join in there, like, whatever.
Do they make him say under God?
Do they say under God? Yeah, that's a good question.
One nation under God, but I thought they removed it.
Their religion.
If they did, I didn't pay attention to it, because I'm not listening to every fucking word that's being said. It's just like already in my head.
Yeah.
It's like, I know it, how it is. It's just it's just background noise.
Yeah, it's barely on his radar.
It's just like, all right. Just because I don't want to be the one dad. It's just like, all right, let's get through this.
Next time, put your left hand over your right heart and see if you get yelled at.
Wait, your right heart? You got two hearts?
No, I'm saying where you put your hand. You put your left hand over where there wasn't a heart.
Right.
I mean technically, your heart's in the center of your chest, so
sort of in the center of your body, but
it's more left. We all know it's more left. We all know it's
slightly
more left.
Yeah.
Right.
What makes this right here more respectful than this right here?
Exactly.
Nothing.
Racist ass crackers.
You said it, not me. All right.
I can say
it. Speaking of racist ass crackers,
ooh,
Utah.
This is getting good.
Utah.
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Nothing
crackers,
racist here.
No, it might as well be. It might be worse than
racism.
racism. Honestly, it might be.
So Utah has passed a law that has now gone into effect, and this law states that in order for someone to access adult content online, the website needs to verify that the user is over the age of 18 by requiring government ID. And so how do you enforce that? Hard to enforce it. But the largest player in the game is not going to play that. They're not going to run that risk. So Pornhub has blocked access to Pornhub in all of Utah because of the bill.
Fucking state.
So if you are in the state of Utah and you're not using a VPN, because we all know that's the way to get around that, At least that's what I've been told, allegedly.
Except for gambling. It doesn't work for gambling sites, so don't try that.
The gambling sites will just detect that you have a VPN on. Even if it's a legit VPN, by the way. Like
a paid VPN will not work for gambling sites. I have a VPN
on 99% of the time for work. It's a tunneled VPN, so only work traffic goes through that VPN, but because it's on, all the gambling sites make me turn it off just to access their site. It's quite annoying. Anyways, even with that, there's sometimes ways to kind of just skirt around it. And so in this case, Pornhub decided that for anyone with an IP address within that state, if you go to Pornhub.com, instead of seeing Pornhub, you will get a video message, and it's I think it was from an adult actress who's not doing anything adulty, but rather
instructing you how to
giving
install
you
a
a
VPN.
bullshit ass story. Sherry DeVille, that's who the actress is. Explaining
Old school.
Why
sounds very old school.
Why you can't access Pornhub anymore, and it's because of this stupid ass law. And in a way, it kind of makes things worse. Like if you're an actual minor and you go to Pornhub, you know that there's legit adult content on there. It's free to access. You're not going to get spammed. You're going to get driven into other websites, etc.
Yeah.
Safe way to access adult content.
Absolutely.
Now it's blocked. So what do? You go to another website, or you go on Google or Reddit, or what happens if you go to Twitter to search for porn? Apparently a lot of folks actually search for porn on social media. How are social media websites going to deal with shit like these laws? And Utah's not the only person that has, not the only place that has this. Louisiana has passed a law like this. I believe Missouri and Oklahoma have this on the docket, where it's passed like one chamber, hasn't been made codified into law yet, but is happening. Some bullshit for our porn loving compatriots in these red states.
This begs the question, the more I hear it. Let's say New York did something similar where, age verification, New York state government needs to verify that you're over 18. And it's not just Pornhub. It's any sort of adult content. And maybe social media you can sneak by. You get your Twitter porn, your random bullshit. But your Xvids, your major porn sites
So they start blocking Twitter.
But they need they need the verification. They want you to upload a scan of the front and back of your New York State driver's license or ID. Are you guys uploading a copy of that?
By the way, too.
No.
Not just like one time and then you get a token to continue coming back. Every time you go to this website, you have to show a fucking...
So are you guys keeping a scan of the front and back on your desktop, just ready to go when it's time to crank one out? Or what's the play here? If you guys were in, or even if I was in one of those states, God forbid.
No, I'm not.
I have a scan of my license and ID on my desktop, but I'm not giving it to these fucking porn sites.
So what are you doing? You're going just
VPN
memory? Let's say they go gambling site. There is no the VPN is like, nah, we can sense you're on a VPN. Go jerk off somewhere else. Jerk off.
I'm starting to use international porn sites, or I'm going old school Kaza style. I'm just downloading porn on torrents or something.
Whole torrent porns, and then you're
crossing fingers that it's a good one.
Oof, that's a tough life to live, bro. That's a tough. There's no quick
Sometimes
cranks when the lady goes to the store. You gotta have this planned out.
Yeah,
blocked out.
I mean, I'll use my keywords in my search terms, and hopefully they're part of the the file name.
Yeah, if I have to travel to one of these places, if it's that crazy, Yeah, I'll have a folder of a few things.
I thought he was gonna go the total opposite way. He's like, nah, fuck all that. That's too much work. He's like, nah, I'm gonna have that shit ready.
Facts.
Whatever they want, front, back, side. I'll do a profile of my license if they want.
No, that's not. No, I'm not giving them my fucking license. I'm just.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying. I thought you were.
He's gonna have a folder of pre-downloaded materials.
Yes.
See, that's gonna get old though. That's gonna get old. That's great for the first time.
I'm not moving to Utah.
I'm not saying you don't gotta move. I'm saying if this were to happen in New York, you're not moving out of New York anytime soon.
Oh, if it happened in New York, okay, I get what you're saying. Like,
so you're gonna have the same 3 movies that you're cycling through, the
Hell
same
no.
3 scenes,
I'll
bro.
know the
Get the fuck out
deadline
of here.
is, June 1st, and I'm just.
I will figure.
You're
it
just
out,
on a porn torrent
Yo,
downloading
I'm just, like, daily.
And
I'm downloading
and you know
shit.
what?
I don't even know what's in this thing. I hope it ain't.
So you're creating your
Nonsense.
own Pornhub.
I'm basically, yeah.
Wait,
you know
could you
what?
have?
I will have-
Flexing the porn.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. There goes the
I'll
Pornoplex
have
rule
access to a Plex that's going
Pornoplex
to be
rule.
strictly for that.
out the window.
Special logins only, because you can. Not
But
that-
then you need to
not that I've
verify
ever
that
run a
whoever
Plex
has
server
those
or anything,
logins.
But from
You got to verify they're 18.
Ooh, that's actually.
And then you need to start collecting licenses. Now you're the fucking Utah government
I wonder,
trying to.
Yeah, I wonder if New York State would, or whatever state government would come at, whoever was the owner of such Plex
Right.
server,
Yeah.
for not verifying. Interesting.
I don't know. Fuck all that though.
Fuck all that though. I'm
not
about to
giving
crank
up.
one out right when we finish here. Just in
You don't.
good old California.
You don't do that already.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna black
the-
out my screen real quick, but continue.
No, when we take a pee break, I like to whack one
That's
out.
what I usually do.
Same.
No wonder it takes you long to come back.
Facts.
Come back is right.
All right, last
Usually
thing.
goes forward.
Last thing. This is my entry into HOLLYWOO. Big story in the news popped today. Unfortunately, they were talking about it. They threatened it, and it fucking happened. The writers' strike is fucking back. The Writers Guild of America has gone on strike once again, just like back in 2007, 2008, the last time they went on strike. And we remember what happened then. I mean, there was a lot of bullshit, regular kind of immediate impact for, I mean, I would say I did at that time watch more things like late night TV show. I did watch SNL a lot more than I do now. I would watch Conan O'Brien when he was on the air, and
Absolutely.
late night shows like that. Those are the ones that are getting that immediate impact because they air all the time.
Immediate.
Yeah.
And so they're getting slammed right now. Even SNL. One of the things I just learned that kind of sucks. It's unfortunate for our new patron saint of the show, Pete the God Davidson. This
Pietro.
was his comeback episode. So he left SNL,
Right.
and he was going to host SNL next week.
Damn.
And this is the first episode with no writers.
Yeah, and they shelved it.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. Is it still going to air without writers? Like, who's going to write the show? I don't know how they do that. It's like, I remember that I mentioned Conan O'Brien earlier, and it's been mentioned a lot. When the writers went on strike, he literally tried to eat up airtime by spinning his wedding ring on a desk and seeing how long his wedding ring would spin.
Yeah, I just saw that today.
Stupid
that
shit
video
like
clip.
that was the kind of stuff that they had to come up with in order to have shows without writers. And so I don't know what's going to happen with SNL. But it's quite unfortunate across the board. So apparently, just for those that don't understand, so writers are a part of a union. And the biggest challenge to them has been the age of streaming. And one of the things, which is something that I like, but apparently is bad for writers, which I get, is, previously you would work on a show like The Blacklist or something, or, Big Bang Theory. And they have like 20 episodes a season. And now streaming shows are 8 to 10 episodes, maybe 12 if you're lucky. And so they're losing out on that, right? You're not getting as much work. You're being forced to do more work. They're getting put into these mini rooms, I think they call them, where they just throw writers into a room and you just got to bang out scripts. And they've been doing that a lot more recently, especially because they knew that the strike was a possibility. So they've been forcing writers to write even more shit, which is kind of like, it's like
so when the shit comes back,
it's like
it's gonna be garbage because this was all shit that they rushed out before the strike hit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And so there's those kind of dynamics that end up kind of playing against each other. You get shit content. There's not
movies
a lot
are the
of,
last thing to take a hit.
What's that?
I said movies are the last thing to take a hit because
they've been written for a while. Yeah, they have a longer production time, but it's going to depend on how long the strike lasts. Last time it lasted, I think 100 days.
I was gonna say, I think it was 100 days. This last one.
So I mean, and of course the biggest thing really is on residuals. You used to get a show that would air on reruns, and then you would get paid money, like basically in perpetuity. And I mean, technically, shows now air in perpetuity because they're on streaming, but you don't get paid as much per stream.
It's not syndication.
Exactly. And so that's another big challenge for the writers. One thing that I thought was kind of cool is apparently all the other unions are kind of joining forces in a way. Except for SAG, they're the only ones that are kind of like, well, technically we have a collective bargaining agreement that says we will never go on strike. If you're already in contract to perform on something, you have to continue performing on it based on your contract. But folks like the Teamsters are saying, yeah, we don't cross picket lines. The Directors Guild is supporting. The Musicians Guild, the UK Writers Guild is supporting.
Sure.
So are they striking too? So like the UK writers, like are they being like, hey, if they're not fucking writing and working, we're not, like, is this a whole like worldwide writers thing, or are they just like, yeah, no, we fuck with you, but we're still gonna write and make our bread over here in the UK? Did it say how
they said
close they were?
Their quote is that they will stand shoulder to shoulder with our sister union. So
I mean, that sounds like they're not going to write
their
either.
fight is our fight.
Okay. Okay.
I don't see saying anything that
nobody came out and said we're not going to write either.
Specifically.
But we got you. We fuck with you though. We feel you.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
Well, no, it says the WGGB, the Writers Guild of Great Britain, issued a directive to its members via Executive Council to refuse work on U.S. projects if the strike goes ahead.
On U.S. projects.
Yes.
Okay. And I mean, we know Brits fuck with the U.S. too, so like that's got to be hurting. Yeah. This has to be hurting at least some of those pockets over in the U.K. and Europe.
I mean, I feel like it affects the British writers the same way. Here's a story on Deadline that says late night shows will shut down immediately after Writers Guild strike called.
Yeah, I just saw something that's saying Saturday Night Live is on pause.
Right, but we just talked about that with Pete.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were saying we didn't know.
Well, we said we didn't know how it was going to happen, but they said as of 2 hours ago, it said it's officially on pause due to the strike.
Yeah, no, I saw that earlier. I thought we were going under the assumption that they were all late night, and SNL is done until further notice.
Looks like also Night Court, Cobra Kai, Yellow Jackets, Abbott Elementary, and more are going to be immediately affected as well by the strike.
Luckily, these are all shitty shows that really nobody gives a shit about so far. Like, I haven't heard any really good ones.
Really fucks with Yellow Jackets, and Abbott Elementary has won like a ton of Golden Globes.
Yeah, not on my radar, so I'm unaffected.
I wonder
as
how this
of right
affects
now.
Succession, or not Succession.
Succession's done.
Fuck
son.
Succession.
It's written.
The other S show.
Severance.
Yes.
I mean, they're gonna stop writing. Ben Stiller. I mean, he addressed the writers' quarrel that was delaying it, but this is absolutely gonna delay it because there's no way those writers are writing anything now. Like they're until this is back up. Like that's even more pause than it already was.
That's what I'm saying.
Happened.
Like it was already kind of slowed.
Yeah. Now tack on however long this is gonna go onto that as well.
Yeah.
Sad state of affairs. I feel. I don't really know what the answer is because, I mean,
pay the fucking writers.
Yes.
That's give them bread. Like, there's nothing to show. There's nothing that people will watch without what's being written, right?
You can't pay them the same that they were getting before. How
what are they doing in the UK? How are the UK writers getting?
That's
like
what I'm saying.
They stream
the UK
over there. Like,
let's have to also be on the verge of striking in the UK. Like, they're not getting.
There has to be some sort of, there has to, just like the baseball strike when they would fucking, do their whole thing with the owners and everything. Like, there has to be concessions that get made on both sides. No one's going to be 100% happy, but if you love what you do and you want to go back to doing what you do, then, this needs to be talked out and figured out, and it's not going to be perfect, but it has to get done. Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the goal of a discussion and disagreement. Get
it done. How long? Who's going to be hard-headed? The only way that it'll
get done is for producers and studios to make less money.
Mm-hmm. And that's tough. They're not about that life.
Agreed.
I get it. If I were a studio, I'd be like, but at the same time, my studio's not pumping anything out because my writers don't want to write. Hey, that's going to catch my fucking attention, and we're going to have a conversation. So this is what needs to be done. Like, I support them. As much as this sucks, as much as this could fuck us, like,
100%.
I would pick it. Like, if I were in New York City, like, I would go down to those pickets just to see all the fucking awesome writers and shit that are just in street clothes holding their side. Like, hey, you're the fucking man. Like, I love your shit. Like, that would be awesome to go down there. I 100% support them. And as much as this blows, however long it takes, like, I hope they get their bread, because I would love to be a writer someday. Like, I always thought of that as a sick job, and to know that they're not being compensated properly, that sucks, dude.
But that's the workforce in general, right? Like, there's a thing. There's a huge trend when it comes to the higher ups of companies, businesses, whatever, right? They love to charge for inflation, but they hate to pay for inflation when it comes to their workers. Like, like, people are still trying to pay people the bare minimum, even though that their businesses would not be running without these people, right? And if you make what the new minimum wage is, right, like, or what the new minimum wage is supposed to be nowadays, they're looking at it like, oh, you should be happy that I'm paying you this much. This is a great amount, when in reality it's like it's really not. The cost of living is shit right now. Yeah. Like, minimum wage is double what we were, paid as for fucking minimum wage.
And still shit.
Minimum wage was like $6 when I started. I feel like
that's what I'm saying. Like
$4.25 for me.
But even double any of those, right, is not
nearly
shit,
enough.
Bro. No, it's not.
Not even
it's
above
not,
that.
And it's crazy.
You could even $20 an hour is not really helping to cover. I mean, and the shit is, I see people like, obviously you'll see people complaining like, oh, $20 an hour to scan groceries. You should get a real job or whatever.
That's always
like,
going to be the thing.
Stop eating your avocado
that's a real
toast.
fucking job. What do you mean?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
any job is a real job.
Any job is a real job.
Right.
There's no
Any
such
job
thing
that
as
you
jobs for
personally
teenagers.
don't want to do yourself, and you
Which
want
is
to pay
all
somebody else
jobs.
for.
I don't want to do any
Is
jobs.
something that yeah. I mean, but I'm
That's facts. That's facts. We're not
Yeah,
trying to
that's
work.
right. But I'm just saying, like, that's just the name of the game, right? Like the folks out here that are running the businesses and, the higher ups, they're thinking about their what's best for the company, and what's best for the company is generally not what's best for the people that are
Agreed.
that are that make your company successful,
right?
That keep it running 24/7. So
any bets on how long the strike goes? What are we thinking? Last one you said it was about $100.
Hundo.
One before that, maybe $120, $140. It wasn't too much longer.
I don't think it's gonna go that long this time.
I'm gonna say
I was thinking
a month. A month. I'm gonna give it a month. Yeah, 30 days.
I might say 60.
I'll give it 45.
30, 45, 60.
Yeah.
Loser buys beers.
I thought it was loser puts their dick in a glory hole.
Ooh, no, they don't get $1 million though.
Yeah.
It's at the Seneca Park Zoo, so take your guess.
Oh, man.
It's the big polar bear. You know the big polar
That's
bear
gonna
at
be
the zoo?
horrible.
You gotta stick your dick in it.
You don't want to get sucked off by anything that's going to be in a glory hole at Seneca Park Zoo.
No.
Seneca Park in general, son.
Nothing in Seneca. Nothing in the Western New York. I'm not sticking my dick in any Western New York glory holes. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm
man.
just avoiding glory holes.
Pretty much.
Like Denmark or Sweden?
Maybe.
Nah, fuck
You're
it.
giving it a shot.
You never know. It's a different country over there.
Yeah. It is. It absolutely
to
is.
Amsterdam.
You're not wrong
It,
there.
it literally is a different country over there. Yeah.
You go to Amsterdam. You doing it?
Why not?
Red light district. You
I hear the Dutch,
walk in.
they party.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Damn, I wish this was all showable.
Fuck. It can be. It can be.
You'll re-listen and then you'll know when to bring
It's
it
right
in.
on the line there.
You'll listen and you'll know when to bring it in. So crazy thing. When I went to use the bathroom here, there was a fucking random ass hole that I never noticed. So
Did you fuck it?
since we were when in Rome, since we were talking about it, I tried it out.
What's
What
on
happened?
the other side?
It's Bill.
I'm just hoping it's not Colin
Colin
Robinson.
Robinson.
It is. It is.
He's been waiting this whole time.
But he's the only person that I ever see here. So
Now the internet's gonna suddenly get better. Damn,
Well,
bro,
you
you gotta
know.
pulling down a gig? Gig up, gig down? Shit.
yeah, I was wondering why.
Now you know.
Yeah, it's just like, man. You just hear a slight rumble on the other. Oh, that's pretty big.
And you got some
You know, I
Fox
had to-
News links
Well, I
coming
always
your
gotta
way.
talk about how big his dick is.
Exactly.
Always
No,
got
no,
you in there.
I did that on purpose for sure.
That was for Danny.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that was for Daddy. Oh man.
And he's not
All
even
right.
going to hear this because this isn't even the episode.
Oh, this
so
is totally
that was all for
that
naught.
part is making the air.
Yeah, that part for sure. I knew it would.
Hollywood.
All right, so let's get serious here.
All right.
All right, yeah, for sure, because we have a lot of serious shit to talk about when it comes to Hollywood. Number one thing is who
very
the
serious.
fuck asked for Dodgeball 2?
Seriously.
None
That breaks
of us.
all the rules, doesn't it?
Yeah, the 5-year
Yes.
rule. Yeah, for sure.
No one
It is
asked for
a
Dodgeball
disaster
2.
in waiting.
However, we are getting a fucking sequel for Dodgeball with Vince Vaughn returning. And remember the entire cast that was in there? Yeah, none of them
Yeah.
are confirmed to be returning other than Vince Vaughn.
Damn. Not even Ben Stiller. Like, what's Dodgeball without White Goodman?
Well, I was going to say, like, Ben Stiller's got to be in it, right? Like, wasn't he one of the writers?
No one has been confirmed, no.
And
The only one we know for sure that's
Rip
not
Torn's
returning is
not
Rip Torn
alive,
because
right?
he passed away. Yeah.
Rip Torn's dead.
Right. Got some shit playing over here. Yeah, nobody asked for fucking a return for Dodgeball. That's no.
No.
I don't even know what that. Yeah.
And Ben Stiller didn't even write that. It was written and directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber.
Oh. I don't even
Whoever
know who
that is. Yeah. No, same.
Then
No.
in that case,
Nobody wants it, so fuck it. Yeah, let's just. This is actually very good news. At the fact that the Writers Guild is on strike.
yes, maybe this project will get canceled.
Maybe
Just
this project
can
would
it,
just
yeah.
be it never sees the light of day. Vince Vaughn hasn't been in anything that is newsworthy or talked about, or honestly, I can't remember anything that he did past what Wedding Crashers, and I keep hearing rumblings of that sequel
Oh God.
being made.
He did
too.
a season of True Detective on
Oh,
HBO.
He did. I think that was the worst season, wasn't it?
I didn't
Was
watch
that the
it.
Colin
but
Farrell
I know.
season?
It might have been right after the good season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it might have been. Or that might have been the same. Who
Actually,
gives a
yeah,
fuck
you're right. Because the
season.
first season was great. Second season sucked. Third season was good again. With
Mahershala.
That was the Mahershala
Yeah,
season,
dude,
yeah.
that Mahershala season was fucking. And there's another season coming with what? Jessica Chastain? Was it?
There's a new season
Ooh,
coming out?
I didn't
There
hear
is a
about
new.
that.
Yeah, there is a new season coming. Yeah,
Interesting.
100%. Maybe it wasn't Jessica Chastain, so don't quote me on that. But
Sure.
there's definitely another one coming. It seemed Fargo-like premise wise when I read about it. And I think it takes place in the cold as well, so it was very, very Fargo-like.
Well, I'm looking at his filmography here.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything
Definitely
since
one of
2021.
those, like, started off in TV, and the minute he landed in the movies, never went back to TV again. Like, his last role in television was in 2001. He had a role in Sex and the City in 2000. He had another role in 2001. And then he didn't show up again on television until he hosted Saturday Night Live in 2013. And then did True Detective in
And then
2015.
did True Detective.
That's crazy. Like, he said, fuck TV.
I mean, you got to think about it, right? Like these actors and shit, they're dedicating a lot of their lives for taping and, filming a TV series, which is 10, 12, or more hours, depending on which channel it's on, compared to a 2-hour movie that they'll try to bang out over, the span of a few months if possible. So, I mean, I feel like it's a bigger commitment, right? If you're going to do a TV series and you could be on the hook for multiple seasons even at that point, if it's a really good show that, that gets picked up.
2004 was a huge year for him. My man in 2004.
Yeah, I
had
saw a lot there.
Starsky and Hutch, Dodgeball, Anchorman, Wake
Small
Up Ron
role.
Burgundy,
Paparazzi.
Small role in it.
and Paparazzi. Still, he's in 5 films.
Yep.
That's
In
wild.
2005, he was in 4 of them.
And he
Wait,
was in
that doesn't
4.
beat Jim Carrey's 94, right? With what?
Probably.
Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, and there was another one in there, I feel like, that he banged out there's like the trifecta that he did in '94. But yeah, I get what you're saying. The Mask, maybe? Yeah. Mask?
Oh, that sounds
Mask,
about right.
Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, Bang, Bang, Bang.
Yeah. That all sounds about the right.
Let's see.
And he was starring in those. He was starring.
Yeah, because
I'm a background anchor man. Like
94.
Those
Ace
were
Ventura,
his joints.
The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. Yeah.
Boom. You won't find a better year.
In 94?
You won't find a better year, bro. You won't find a better year. He had to have. I mean, they had to have been filming from 92 to 94, right? Had some on the back burner because you physically can't film all that in a short amount of time.
How would they release all 3 of those movies at the same time?
I don't know, but that's fucking sick year.
That is. God, and that was so long ago. 94?
Right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What
that's coming on 30 years, bro.
Like, that's the peak, right? That's got to be his peak.
Oh, yeah. That's 100% his peak. He's been trying to chase that dragon ever since, I'm sure.
Do you think that's Jim Carrey's peak? 94?
I mean,
that was the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, box office-wise.
Box office bangers.
He never did numbers like that any other year after that, right?
I mean, he would do like one movie. Like he did The Truman Show, right? You got Liar Liar, you got Cable Guy, you got Man on the Moon, Me, Myself, and Irene,
Batman
Grinch
Forever,
Stole Christmas, Bruce Almighty, Eternal Sunshine. That's when he started getting a little bit more into the serious shit. But those were all like one movie a year. So I don't know. Is it peak when you can do just one movie a year? That was the start of his
career, though. That was the start, literally the start of his career. How can he peak when he started?
I feel like those were those are his best movies. Those are like 3 of his best movies right there. Bang, bang, bang. See, 94.
This is where we get into those kind of conversations where y'all are just saying like, oh, Nicolas Cage was not an A-list actor because of X, Y, and Z. Like saying Jim Carrey peaked at the start of his career. The first 3 movies that he came out with that he peaked.
It's not our fault. They just happen to be classic bangers that can't be outdone.
I get that. But he's had other classic bangers that came from. Yeah, I think peaked is the wrong word.
Okay, when did Jim Carrey peak?
That was the height.
Tell us when Jim Carrey peaked.
My point is,
I'm going to say Bruce Almighty.
It's like when you're saying peak, it's just like saying that's where the descend started. Like it just never got higher than that. Yeah. And
I feel like he chased that.
While those are high, like very high, I think if it was a descent, it wasn't very far down because
so it was like he went straight up in 94. And then after that, he was
plateaued.
A little bit.
Probably plateaued, I'd say.
Until about Bruce Almighty. And then after Bruce Almighty,
regardless of how we feel about it,
there's not a lot of big
regardless of how we feel about it, Batman Forever was financially, I think, successful. It was a blockbuster. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, was still a moneymaker for him. The Cable Guy, maybe that was a small dip because people. I enjoyed it, but you know what I mean. Like that was one that
was not for everyone
received. Liar Liar. Another great one that I associate with him. Truman Show, he got a lot of critical acclaim for that. So that was up there too, I want to say.
We had some chops after that, yeah.
Man on the Moon, Me, Myself, and Irene. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is probably his highest grossing film probably of all time.
Is it? Or are you just saying?
I'm saying it's probably that because that shit is still being played. Anything that you can score with kids attached to it.
Yeah.
Holiday movie too. Holiday,
and it's the Grinch that fucking stole Christmas. Like that shit is up there. And then Bruce Almighty is up there. Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind was more of one of those movies that took him out of. Like a lot of people
Grinch
praise that movie, but I don't think financially was crazy. What'd you say?
That Grinch did $345 million, which is a lot in the year 2000.
Yeah, no, that's respectable.
Yeah,
I don't think, I'm not saying that he was done after that, but to release those three bangers in that 1 year, he did mad good movies.
He never
after
had
that.
a better year.
Sure.
He never had a better year.
Yeah,
that
was
94 was
He's
peak Jim Carrey year, is what I'm saying.
I'd agree. I agree with that he didn't have like a great year like that. But
right,
like,
yeah, no,
that
was
like
his.
that was the highest that he's ever gotten, and then from there it was just downhill.
Again,
I mean, money wise, right?
I mean, maybe you could say that Me, Myself, and Irene and How the Grinch Stole Christmas both came out in the year 2000. And he only had to do 2 movies.
Yeah.
Less promotion, less work, and made more money.
I don't think Me, Myself, and Irene hit the level of either, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, or The Mask.
Not
at that,
critically,
like they were
for sure.
Or even I don't know the financial box office numbers, but I'm willing to bet that didn't do
worldwide
great in the
total of
theater.
149 million.
Bro, Guardians 3 is going to do that this weekend.
You can't compare movies now.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to put it in perspective here, son.
What's the box office take on Ace Ventura? It's really bad.
What was the box office take?
It's really bad.
97 million.
It grossed 12.1 million on its opening weekend.
And 94.
Agreed. A 3-day average of 24 million, 72 million in the U.S., 35 million in other territories, so a total of 107.
What was the budget?
I'm just looking at Wikipedia, so it's not telling me the budget.
I got it up there.
Now, this does say on this article, because of the other movies that he did, the 3 films together had a total box office gross of 550 million, which ranked him as the second highest grossing box office star in 94, behind Mr. Hanks.
Damn. Oh, Forrest Gump, bro. Forrest Gump.
Yo. So, yeah, with all that, right?
What the
Bruce
fuck
Almighty.
else did he do in 94?
Yo,
That's
Bruce
it.
Almighty
He just needed
dropped
Forrest Gump.
Bruce Almighty, 2003, by the end of its theatrical run, the film made $484 million worldwide.
It's almost a decade later, son.
That is a decade later, but I'm just
Forrest
saying, I'm saying though that shit was,
Nah, you
he was still making money. I think Bruce Almighty was when he started his descent.
The
Fun
budget
with Dick and Jane.
estimated Ace Ventura budget 15 million, grossed 107 worldwide.
It's made money.
Not too shabby.
But at that point in time, actors weren't getting kickbacks on ticket sales.
Nah,
So he just got paid his whatever up front, and that was it.
that was it. He didn't have no Nicholson deal.
By the way, Forrest Gump did $305 million.
Damn. That's why it won the Oscar instead of Pulp Fiction.
Facts. Yeah, and Fun with Dick and Jane, which is one that I really enjoy. Yo, Fun
It
with
was
Dick and
okay.
Jane is one
It
of
was
his
okay.
better. One of his
How do we get
better
on like
movies later in
fucking
his career.
Jim Carrey and Tom Hanks talking about Vince
I don't know.
fucking Vaughn?
Because Dave wanted to say that.
Well, I had to go in on 94. It was a beast year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel
it was.
you, but he did not peak in 2000 in fucking 94.
I'm
Is what I'm saying.
That's an unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion.
Nah.
So Vince
that's some
Vaughn peaked
bullshit
in
ass opinion.
2004 then with those 4 movies.
I think Vince Vaughn peaked with
A
fucking
long time ago.
Old School. Knows that?
That was just a year prior.
Exactly.
Nah,
No, but he
Starsky
had
and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch in Dodgeball.
Well, I mean, no. If anything, Dodgeball. Starsky and Hutch, he was a nobody in Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. But yeah, I think he peaked honestly with
Wedding Crashers was in 2005.
Wedding Crashers.
Yeah,
Yep.
no. Wedding Crashers probably peak Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, for sure. Everything that
No.
came after that was just him
so
chasing whatever the fuck he made on Wedding
peak,
Crashers.
True peak where everything goes down afterwards, Couples Retreat.
I fuck with Couples Retreat.
Because
I mean, I've just seen it so much
he had
on
4
cable
Christmases, and that was, again, we say holiday movies make money. 4 Christmases, I still see that every holiday. Typically.
We just watched that last year. That's a really
I'll
good
say
holiday
Couples
movie.
Retreat was where he probably made his most, and then after that, it was downhill. Like the next biggest movie he had was Internship.
I was just gonna say Internship. I fucked with that. That was a funny movie.
It was funny, for sure.
Good. It was okay.
But it was not a huge hit.
No, it wasn't peak Vince Vaughn.
No. Yeah, it was definitely downhill from there. I don't even know the rest of the movies. Anyways,
let's let's move on.
Let's move it on. Let's move it on. Come on.
Fuck it. So all right, talking about movies and sequels that are coming out probably way longer than they should have come out. We've been talking about Gladiator. Gladiator's a sequel to the original with Russell Crowe. And originally I was knocking it because, like, who the fuck comes out with these?
Breaks the rules.
Right. Yeah, it breaks all of the rules that we remember. This was the original one dropped in early 2000s, I want to say.
I'll say it was 2000, 99.
Yeah, like
couldn't have been.
Yeah,
it couldn't have been later than that.
About that. I remember because that was like one of the first ones that I had when DVDs came out. But Pedro Pascal has now joined the cast for this sequel, and
can you list off that cast again? I know we had it's grown to a pretty
a
fairly impressive cast where I can't just knock it and mock it anymore. Like this this has to be shown a little bit of respect at least until it drops and we see it.
Yeah, currently the cast it's starring Paul Mescal, and it has Barry Keoghan, Joseph Quinn, Connie Nelson, and Denzel Washington.
Denzel fucks.
Whoa, that's quite a lineup.
Yeah,
that's
exactly all that.
And now we have Pedro.
Yeah. I feel like it has to be taken seriously at this point. At least IMO.
It's a little tough with Guy Ritchie too, though, because
I don't think I've seen a bad Guy Ritchie movie. There's great Guy Ritchie movies, and then there's okay Guy Ritchie movies.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's probably not going to be bad,
right?
But it's probably not going to be like.
Sure, it's not going to be Gladiator good. It's not going to be Russell Crowe fucking Are You Not Entertained good. Like that's not what it's going to be. It's going to have a different vibe for sure.
Yeah.
It has to.
Sure.
I'm gonna fuck with it though.
No,
I remember it's definitely
I saw the
now
Gladiator in the theater, and you know the part where he asks him like he takes off his mask. I think it was and then he says like. They're like, what's his name? There's something where they like, where he's like, what's his name? Or what's your name? Or something like that. And it was like mad silent. And my boy like screams out in the theaters, Maximus!
Maximus!
And everybody turned around and looked at him.
Maximus.
Bro, he's like, oh, my bad. I was so into it. I don't even know how that came out.
Did I just say that out loud just now?
That was hilarious.
Yeah, this is quickly turning into a movie that I'm going to be paying attention to and wanting to watch when it comes out. The original one was dope, and we would love to see movies when they get a sequel that's actually worth watching. It's just so.
The original was Guy Ritchie, right?
No,
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, yes.
Wait.
Yes, no, it was Ridley Scott.
The second one is also Ridley Scott, or is it Guy Ritchie?
Is Ridley Scott dead?
It is Ridley Scott, right?
Is he?
I don't think he's dead.
Maybe he's not. I don't know. Directors die all the time. I don't know.
No, because it's no, because it wasn't it. It was
I don't know why I said Guy Ritchie.
His brother. I think it was his brother.
I don't think he did Snatch at that point.
It wasn't because Ridley Scott. It was because it was
no. Ridley Scott's still alive. He's okay. We're good.
Yeah, wasn't it two brothers? That they're both in film and one of them died. Because I remember something about.
The dude who directed Blow. I forget what Jonathan Demme, Ted Demme, and Jonathan Demme.
No, it was one of the. I could have sworn that's why we're thinking Ridley Scott passed away.
Ridley Scott is doing Gladiator too, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
he's still alive.
Yeah. And he did The Martian.
Yep.
Blade, all of the movies. Thelma and Louise, Blade Runner.
Tony Scott is his brother.
Tony Scott. There we go. Tony Scott did Alien, right? Oh no, that was Ridley.
Is Tony dead?
Nope, he's still
Probably.
alive. Yes, he died in 2012. Tony Scott.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I thought it was more recent than that.
But that was I remember it was because that's his brother. And one of the I remember he was the one that passed away.
Tony Scott did Top Gun.
He did Top
True
Gun.
Romance.
He did True Romance. Domino.
Yeah, he had some shit.
Some shit.
Domino was a good movie. People gave it a lot of
Was it?
shit. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Keira
Domino was
Knightley.
good.
Keira Knightley, yeah.
I don't think I remember it that well, honestly.
It's not a movie that like
I'm not going back to watch it again. Or anything,
Like,
but
you don't watch
Yeah, but it was
anything
fun.
again.
that's true.
he did Deja Vu. Deja Vu was dope.
Yeah, Deja Vu was good. I won't say
Was that
dope, but again,
what's her face
another
was in
good
it with
movie.
Denzel
Yeah, that was a Denzel movie where he
Denzel.
like can go
And,
back in
and
time somehow.
Eva Mendes?
Yes, that's why I liked it.
Yeah, I remember that being bad. I was younger when I
bro.
saw that. Like that was
Listen.
tight when that shit dropped.
Listen to just these three, right? Because Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3 was good. He directed
That's pretty
that.
good, yeah.
That's all right.
And Man on Fire. He did Man on Fire.
Man on Fire was
did
tight.
Man on
I
Fire. That
fucking
was
love
tight.
Man on Fire.
Enemy of the State. Crimson Tide. True
Enemy of the
Romance.
State
The
was
Last
dope.
Boy Scout.
Crimson Tide.
Days of Thunder.
Days of
Beverly Hills
Thunder.
Cop 2. Top Gun.
That's a respectable
he-
catalog.
Who the
I
fuck
can-
is
That's a-
Paul
yeah.
Mescal though? Why do I not know that person?
Paul?
Like
Paul
the
Mescal?
star. Yeah, Paul Mescal, whatever however you want to say it.
The one that's going to be
The
starring
starring
as the son.
actor.
Oh, yeah.
in
I didn't
Gladiator.
really. I didn't really
let's see.
recognize that either. Who is he
Who
from?
is he? What the fuck? Paul Mescal.
I don't recognize
I don't
him
know this
from.
dude. He was at the Met Gala though.
Was he?
I don't
Looks like
recognize
Logan
him.
Paul.
I think this is probably going to be
Yeah.
his
Must be on his
biggest
way up.
film.
Is his come up?
Yeah. This is
Because even his
biggest film.
known for, I don't recognize any. And that's bad. If I don't know they're known for, then
Sure.
shit.
Great Gatsby.
Sure. The Great Gatsby. Nah, I don't see
No,
him
that's
for
in
that.
theater.
But anyway,
theater production. Sorry.
gotcha. I don't know, but it seems like it's
I don't
dope.
know.
This looks like it's going to be his big movie because he's been in quite a few things, but he's going to be starring in this. And for those of you who don't know, he is actually playing the son of
Maximus?
Son of
Joaquin Phoenix.
Maximus?
Yeah, Maximus, right? Isn't it Joaquin Phoenix's character?
Oh,
in the
he's
original
played.
play?
That's Joaquin
That's the-
Phoenix's Lucius.
Lucius.
Lucius. There we go. Yes, he's playing Lucius in this movie. So
Yeah. Interesting.
yeah. So it's
Was
gonna be
Maximus fucking? Does he have any kids that are gonna come through
dope. I
and
think-
be like,
didn't-
hey?
didn't
Yeah,
they
they
kill
could.
his kid?
Oh,
They,
yes,
I mean, they
did.
murdered his,
They murdered
his.
his
But I'm
wife
saying,
and
like, while
daughter.
he was doing his gladiator thing, did he smash any
I'm
chicks?
sure he
Like,
was so focused on revenge. He wasn't thinking about fucking.
I still would have wanted to fuck a little bit.
Can you imagine? Can
Plus,
you imagine
he was a soldier. He's like a captain in the army. You know, he was fucking when they were out in the fields.
Oh, he was fucking.
Nah, he was taking all that pent up rage, just waiting to.
Waiting to fuck
I was the other-
Joaquin Phoenix.
I was just thinking, like, yo, can you imagine being a soldier back then and just not having anything? Like everything is off of memory.
No.
No.
Or
They have
either-
pictures. They have like stick figures that are like 69 and shit, and they jerk off to that. For sure. I mean, you know, what are they got to do what they got to do.
Yeah, yeah.
There was no
It's-
Pornhub or X videos,
It's either that or nocturnal emissions.
and those probably felt good too.
and wake up in the middle of the night like, oof.
I wouldn't know because I always jerked off too much.
Yeah.
There was nothing left for nocturnal emissions.
No,
No, like,
yeah,
all right,
I've
we're
never
gonna
had
fucking
that.
sleep now, bro. We're tired. You need to fucking
never
chill
even-
out, dog.
I never even put two and two together. I never even put two and two together until I was speaking to someone at work at one time, and he was telling me how because he was so devoted to God that he wouldn't do that, and he was just explaining how randomly he would just be woken up in the middle of the night with fucking
God wanted that load to come out one way or another.
Oh man.
Oh,
and I was like, wait, what? Like that? Like, how the fuck does that? I've never had that happen. And then it wasn't until after that I was like, oh, okay. Now I know why that's never happened.
Now I know why.
Now I know why.
Never had any just
same.
Never had any just kind of just chilling in the chamber.
No.
Waiting.
I had the Alec Baldwin gun. That shit was always empty, son.
Oh man,
that definitely happened to me at least once.
Yeah, but you
grew up in a very Christian household. Yeah,
and I told you
You're
my
a child
first
of God.
jerk off story. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. I literally was just like,
nobody does. We're all just
I
figuring shit out.
I didn't even know what it meant. Like I was literally just yanking at my dick. Because that was like
no bone or nothing, just
no
like
boner or nothing.
Noodly.
Like, I think I was yanking at my dick for like hours because that was like the thing that we would do to like like, oh, you're such a jerk off, and then you would just like do this and
you're a little jerk off.
I didn't know what that meant. I just knew that
keep
you would do
rubbing
that.
it on the top.
And one day I was like, I think you're supposed to like.
He's like fingering his dick, trying to get it to bust.
Oh, shit. I was flicking my bean.
Flicking my dick, trying to get that shit to bust real quick. It's not working, Dad.
Yo, why is this not working?
He's rubbing the head real quick, son, trying to get it to...
Oh, shit.
This guy's fucking camera, bro. Oh, shit.
Oh, my camera fell. My camera fell. Oh, shit. I'm still here, guys.
We lost Dave again.
I had to go rub my bean real quick. I was trying to get my shit figured out. I wasn't sure.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my stomach. Guys.
All right.
All right, bring it back. Let's rein it back in. Let's rein it back in. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Yeah, guy rubbing his bean is crazy. That shit is...
And eventually it worked. That's the thing.
Eventually.
Hey, man.
Eventually he figured it out. He's like, I got this.
Oh, man, that's hilarious, bro. Oh, man. That's a much better approach than yanking it for hours.
Facts. That's big facts.
At least you're getting the sensitive spot.
Yeah.
Where this guy's just like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I should have stopped a long fucking time ago. But something God is telling me I should keep going. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, let's try to get through this. All right. All right, so one of the biggest things in that Netflix has had within the we can't even do it. We can't even do it.
He started laughing. I was good.
Johnny's reminiscing. Johnny is reminiscing to the time when he flicked his bean, and that's fine.
That's how all young boys come of age.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, come of age for sure. Great choice of words. Dave, can you fix your camera? Because now you're just a floating head over there.
I can't even move. I can't breathe. I can't do anything.
No, you're good. It was just like from the neck up.
I can't even see straight. I have tears in my eyes still.
I know.
I'm having a very hard time regaining my
was
composure.
Johnny.
Am I good? Is this
Flick your
okay?
bean, relax.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Word.
All right, so one of the most popular shows of recent years for Netflix has been Monster. Previously, it was based around Jeffrey Dahmer. So many people tuned into that. So Netflix came out and they released a little bit of information as to what's to come around for second season. The second season is going to be based on the Menéndez brothers.
Oh,
Dope.
I like that idea because I remember growing up and hearing the Menéndez brothers. What'd you say?
Wasn't there already a Menéndez brothers show? Oh, we lost Dave.
Yeah, they did the.
Your camera went off, Dave.
Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, word.
Camera
The
just
Menéndez brothers, they did that show on like FX, like the OJ one.
That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know Netflix. I mean, if they give it the same care that they gave Dahmer, it's going to be much better, in my opinion. I think. That's
I remember the OJ show being really good, and
Yeah,
the
the OJ
Menéndez
one was
brothers
good.
show being kind of not so great.
I fucked
Right.
with the Menéndez brothers show. I still thought it was. I like that story.
was
So like anything
good.
Menéndez brothers that comes out, I'm gonna
wasn't
fuck
great.
with. No, it wasn't. It wasn't as good as the OJ one.
Right.
Definitely not.
But I did watch.
I remember-
it. That was
Yeah.
actually. I don't think the Menéndez brothers one was. It wasn't the same people. The Menéndez
wasn't?
was Law and Order, True Crime or something. I think it was like a Law and Order, the Menéndez brothers.
I thought it was the same as the OJ people and shit.
No, because the OJ people, the second season was the Johnny Versace murder.
Oh, that's true. That is very true.
So the Menéndez brothers, what was it? Hulu? It wasn't FX.
No, it was like
or
NBC.
whatever? Really?
Yeah. I don't even think there was. I mean, Hulu was around.
So
but it
Netflix is
wasn't like
definitely
Hulu
going to make a
originals.
better.
Yeah, it'll
Going to
definitely
make a better
be better.
version than that. I still haven't finished Dahmer because I was watching that with my girl, and she was really creeped out by it. Like it was just very eerie, very.
Yeah.
So I want to go back, and I do want to finish that. But it was very it was done very well. So I look forward to the second season. I don't know much about the Menéndez brothers. I just remember that when we were younger, they had the trial, and they were accused of and convicted for killing their parents, right?
Yes, because they were like abused and shit as kids. I think sexually, physically, there was a whole bunch of stuff going on. Did you guys ever see there's an NBA card? I don't want to say it's a New York Knicks player. The Menéndez brothers are seen on the sideline of the court, and it's the game the night that they killed their parents. It's like the Knicks versus the Lakers in LA.
Huh.
And you can see the Menéndez brothers in the background, on the sidelines of this specific NBA player's basketball card. They call it like the Menéndez card or the Menéndez brother, and it's some kind of crazy name like that. And I remember somebody telling me about it. I was talking to a card collector one time, and it's not really worth anything crazy, but because there's a whole fuck ton of them out there.
Mark Jackson.
But it's wild. What was it, Mark Jackson?
Yeah.
Knicks. It was the Knicks card, right?
Yeah.
They must have been playing. So homeboys murdered their parents, and they're like, yo, you want to just catch a Lakers game real quick? And he's like, yeah, that sounds cool. Let's do that. All right.
Yeah, I see
Bruh.
that shit. That shit is crazy.
Man, I bought that card just because I wanted to have
Really?
it. I know, yeah, that's fucked up. And it was like $1. It wasn't anything crazy. I have it with all my cards and shit. The Menéndez brothers card. It's so stupid.
That's funny.
Nah, I would buy
So
that
the
card.
Menéndez murder happened August 20th, 1989. The brothers were apprehended in March of 1990. So the photo was taken in Madison Square Garden in that 89 to 90 season.
Oh, damn. In MSG. So they flew out to New York. They're like, yo, let's get the fuck out of LA, bro.
That's crazy. So it wasn't necessarily the night, but it was sometime
but like
in between
post-murder, right?
the fact in between the time that they were killed and they were arrested.
That's crazy. Cray.
Shit, now I want this card.
Scoop it up. It's cheap.
Yeah, it's up to $20.
Oh, is it? Damn.
Yeah.
I might sell mine. I didn't pay that much for it. Or I might send it to one of them in jail. Because, like, they take letters and shit. I'll just see if they can autograph that shit real quick.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that Netflix update. So
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
That'll
that'd
be
cool.
fun watching people kill their parents.
It'll be fun. I mean, the dad was kind of a dick. If anybody, I feel like Jose Menéndez, he deserved that
Yeah,
shit.
this is probably a good one because, you know, people have been complaining about a lot of these true crime shows and stuff coming out and kind of making
glorifying that.
you know, this
Yeah.
villainy and these murders, and, you know, the people that have survived all of that still have to kind of suffer through the horror.
Right.
And I don't think the brothers had other siblings, so I don't know that anyone else other than, I'm sure, you know, their parents had some
Like
siblings.
relatives and
like
shit.
Distant relatives had to deal
Right.
with the trauma, but less trauma than any of the other shows that have been thrown out there.
For sure.
Sure. Yeah. All right,
Good
so
choice,
let's get into a little bit of some MCU rumors. So what do y'all think about this rumor going around that Margot Robbie has been offered the role of Sue Storm in Fantastic Four?
I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean,
She
Margot
can
I like
go
it.
wrong.
Margot Robbie, yeah. You can't.
I like
you
it.
can't go wrong.
She's joining Kristen Bell in the rumor mill because
and
there
Mila
was
Kunis, right? I feel like Mila Kunis was in. I've heard
Possibly.
Mila Kunis get thrown around as well.
For Sue
Possibly,
Storm?
I hadn't heard anything of that. I like Kristen Bell though
Yeah.
for Sue Storm. I think Kristen Bell would also make a dope Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Where
And she's not
like,
too hot where she would detract from the Sue Storm role, because I feel like you know Margot Robbie is just always such a smoke show where it's just gonna be like, damn. And Kristen Bell's cute in like a girl next door, a little blonde kind of way. Or I feel
love
like it
Kristen
would play better.
Yeah. I think I don't know, man, when it comes to the MCU and in these types of roles, Kristen Bell seems a little bit more in line with those people who are not, you know, like they have stars, they have big stars that join the MCU, but oftentimes they are people who are big enough to where we know them, we know who they are. But just hadn't gotten to that level of stardom where it's just like skyrocketed, right? And Kristen Bell, I think, fits that category, whereas like a Margot Robbie is still, I think she's still pretty high up there where she can turn down this role and be okay.
Sure. Yes.
You know, so I don't know. I think obviously she'll do very well, but you know, given her being Harley and everything like that, like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if she wants to jump into another, but
Right.
But then again, like we talk about that shit all the time, man. These are his guaranteed money, man.
Yeah, it's easy bread for life.
Yeah,
You're probably
easy.
set if you take on a decent role in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is Margot Robbie not already probably set for
I know.
life?
I'm just saying though. Like she's really set now. Like if we thought she was set, now she's set. If she's up in the MCU,
Sure. I don't think. I think she's pretty set. And nowadays,
I mean, Kristen Bell's pretty set too.
Yeah,
Who?
absolutely.
Kristen
Kristen Bell.
Bell?
I mean, she's got Dax, and Kristen Bell does her own shit. We know she's
I don't
working,
think
and
Dax is adding to her net worth.
I mean, he's got to have some bread. He's got done shit.
He's done shit, but
I mean,
He's
subtract the money that they
nowhere
paid for
near
his
as much
rehab,
as
and yeah, he
what
probably
she's
doesn't
done.
have as much as her.
She's a
I mean,
much
what has she?
larger star
What has
than-
Kristen Bell really done? Where though she's like, well, Christmas
Shown in a
moms,
shit ton of
Chris, like,
movies.
yeah, she
Frozen.
does, but
Been
like,
lead character on multiple TV shows. She was like
Frozen.
Veronica Mars, and she was in Frozen.
She did do Frozen. She did do Frozen. What about Without a Paddle though? Yeah, see, now you're rethinking.
I mean, he has the podcast. Big money in podcasting.
We know that because that's why we're all rolling in bread.
Facts.
24/7 stunting. Yeah, maybe she doesn't need Dax's bread. Nah, she's
I'm just
comfortable.
waiting to.
They're all
you know,
comfortable.
I'm waiting to sell off my mansion so that I can get into a bigger one. You know.
That's facts.
Let's
Exactly.
see. I'm trying to. She's
get
been
it. You
in.
get it.
Yeah, she. I
you
mean,
get it.
really, where she's making all of her money is gonna be in just her voice acting stuff because she's. I mean, she
It's
has
gonna be
like
the Good Place
and that's all
reruns.
right, so. Right, but she's been in like mainly like I say it all the fucking time, bro. If you can sell things to kids, and like you will be set. And her Frozen, like what she's made off of Frozen is probably.
I forgot about Frozen.
Banks
Just
on
factoring in,
Frozen.
Frozen alone, she probably has more money than Dax. So
Correct.
That,
for
that
sure.
all tracks.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then Zootopia, she did another kids movie. That was a good.
Didn't hit as hard, but still.
Either way,
but
both
still.
of those are voiceover work, so I don't think you get paid as much. But still, I mean,
You gotta get some kind of residual or something, some kind of back end deal.
probably,
No,
maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Those are. I would agree with you on most, but Frozen, bro. Frozen was crazy big. Like every little kid was singing.
Let's
those
build a
fucking
snowman.
Frozen
For
songs.
sure, but I feel like that's Disney
Yeah.
money.
yeah.
Let's see. All right. So let's see. So let's see if we can find something at least accurate. It says.
See what ChatGPT says.
No, that's not what we're talking.
How much
Anyway,
money
whatever.
did Kristen
I'm sure
Bell
she's.
make from Frozen?
I keep
Not
cutting off
publicly known.
because of the sound. I can't hear you.
Oof. You guys are not gonna like ChatGPT's answer here.
What did ChatGPT say?
ChatGPT says that it has been reported that she earned a standard Screen Actors Guild scale salary for her voice work on the film, estimated between $125,000 and $200,000.
Jesus Christ.
However,
Jeez.
some actors earned additional compensation from residuals, bonuses, and other forms of profit participation, which we wouldn't know unless the contract was made public.
And I don't think they gave her like a Jack Nicholson Batman deal on the back end either. Like, she wasn't like
Probably not.
Julia Roberts or anything when she did fucking that movie. Like, she was just a voice actress that they brought in, and they're like, yeah, do a good job. She's like, oh, $200,000 I get? Sweet.
And that was like a nothing. It was an original, so at the time,
Yeah. You don't know what it's not like you're in Aladdin or some shit. Like,
Yeah,
so
and her
maybe not as
estimated
much, maybe
net
not
worth.
as well. Maybe she does need that Dax money.
Nah, her net worth is
That without a
about,
paddle money.
You know, this isn't accurate when you Google it, but her net worth is around 40 mil.
Pah.
no big
Chump
deal.
change.
And when I look up Dak Shepard's, it's saying that
He owes about
That his is about
20,000
the
in
same
back
thing.
taxes.
Same
no,
thing,
they're saying
40
that
mil.
his is about the same, 40 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that tracks.
So
All right.
the 80
Either
mil
way.
together, they could have a nice
saying
condo in
actually-
San Francisco.
His podcast is the likely contributor to his overall net worth.
Word.
Interesting.
And you mock podcasts.
I never. That's where I make all my money.
That's where we make our bread at. That's our bread and butter, son. We would never.
Nah. We only talk like that because, you know, it's easy for these celebrities to just throw their name around and then they get a shit ton of listeners. Where
I mean, he was on This
We're building
Is
from
Us,
the ground
I think,
up.
right? No, not This Is Us. What was the other? It was another show on NBC that came out before This Is Us. That was basically the same.
I know
type
what
of
you're
show.
talking about.
It had.
I can't think of the name.
It had Coach in it. What's his name? Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson, yeah.
Judd Nelson wasn't Coach.
No.
From like the show Coach.
No. What's the
Craig T. Nelson.
Craig
That's his
T.
name.
Craig
Yeah.
T. Nelson. Who did we say? Who did we say?
Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson.
That's his brother or something, right?
Okay. I don't think that is. I don't think that's true at all.
Probably not.
Yeah, Craig T. Nelson was the dad in this show that I can't remember, but I do remember that Dax was in it.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. I could see commercials, like bits of commercials for it in my head.
It's like the family that. Fuck! I can't, now I really want to know.
No. Now we're gonna look up Craig T. Nelson.
Dax Shepard is not a draw for me on watching anything.
No, not at all. In fact, I
Other
kind of
than
don't like him
Punk'd.
very much.
Parenthood. That was the name of the show.
What was it?
Parenthood.
Parenthood. Yes.
Yeah, if it's not Punk'd, I don't want to watch Dax.
Word. He peaked.
Wasn't
for
it
me
Ashton
at,
Kutcher?
at,
Was
like,
he? Did he
Idiocracy.
take
Ashton
over
Kutcher
for
was
Ashton?
the host. Dax Shepard, that was his breakout role.
Oh, okay.
He was one of the actors that would punk people.
Gotcha. Would help with the pranks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember Zach Braff freaking out on a kid. I feel like he struck a child. For like fucking with his car. Like he was one of the dudes, like the first dudes that I saw get out of control angry on that show. Where it was like, whoa. Let's bring it back.
Zach Braff.
Zach
when he
Braff
was
is
a
an
star.
asshole.
Damn. Yeah, and Punk'd was 2003 to 2007. Yeah, he definitely peaked at Idiocracy.
That's
Oh,
funny.
yeah. That was his.
I asked ChatGPT, did Zach Braff strike a child on Punk'd? Yes, Zach Braff did strike a child on an episode of MTV prank show Punk'd.
Nice.
He was supposed to teach child actor how to perform a stunt involving a bike and a ramp. The actor pretended to crash the bike into a car, prompting Braff to push him in frustration.
Yes. Bro, I was watching that as a kid, like, yo, he just struck that child.
For those of you who don't know, Zach Braff is he's
Scrubs.
famous from
JD.
Scrubs. Yeah.
He's JD on Scrubs.
Yeah.
Dated Florence
right,
Pugh for a while.
Last piece of information here is now. We were already in a bad spot with the season 2 of Severance, which was quoted as facing significant delays after a falling out between co-showrunners Don Erickson and Mark Friedman. So because of that, there were script issues, ballooning budgets per episode, which were, cited as concerning, and just a number of things that were adding to this delay for Severance, season 2 of Severance. And then now here we are with a writer's strike. So we may not get, season 2 of Severance for...
What kind of budget could they be doing? Like, they were either at Lumen or they were at fucking Adam Scott's house. Like, those were the two sets that I remember from season 1. What the fuck?
Correct,
They had
but
the
if
few
you remember
episodes
correctly,
when,
by the end
like,
of
they
it,
came out
by the end,
towards the end, yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Towards the end of it, they came out into the world. They were, the sets became a little bit more elaborate, and I'm assuming that season 2 is going to be even more elaborate than that, especially with with this information. So
We'll see it in a couple of years. We'll
report
back.
Hopefully it doesn't take too long and it doesn't push this out any more than, because it looks like they were already in production, prior to all of this. So hopefully this doesn't push it out even further. As long as we, you know, as long as the writers get back.
Severance is reported to be one of the most expensive shows ever produced by Apple TV Plus, with the budget estimated to be around $200 million.
Sheesh.
What? Why?
Largely in part due to the show's high-profile cast with Adam Scott, Patricia Arquette, and John Turturro.
Oh, okay. So it's not FX and shit that they're dropping. It's just literally the actors that they're paying to show up and do their fucking job.
Is getting all these amazing actors. Because like almost every show on Apple TV has fucking amazing actors. Like I don't know a show on Apple TV that doesn't have at least one A-list star.
Yeah.
And they're doing it by just dropping wads of cash in their face.
I love it.
That works.
Apparently, that's the
that's what does it. That's what just puts them right over the top there. That duffel bag full of fucking 20s.
Wild. Okay.
What are you asking for? I got you.
No wonder these writers are going on strike.
Right. Yeah. They see Adam Scott walking away with 20 fucking million from a season of Severance, and
yeah,
they don't get lunch paid for.
Probably more. Imagine.
Oh yeah.
I would never do a movie again if I got like $20 to $30 million for doing a TV show.
Right.
Why would I do a movie?
Remember back in the day when doing a TV show was frowned upon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was low class, bro. You were dunzo basically. If you're on TV, you might as well pack it in.
That's why
now people are
who were we talking about earlier? Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, yeah.
Yeah, that's why he never went back.
Right.
Yeah. And now people are just they want that TV show.
They want that
they want
bread
those series. Yeah, because now you can make 20 million, or what? People make like $1 million an episode or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So, because even back then, the cast of Friends, that's what they were making, right?
And that was in the 90s.
Yeah, that was in,
in the 90s.
They were getting $1 million an episode.
Yeah. They were getting $1 million. Seinfeld was the first one that broke that.
Right.
But it was only, I think, in their last
mid-90s
season or their second to last and final season. It was something like that. And then Friends broke $1 million per episode per character. Again, very close to the end.
Mm-hmm. But now that shit that's on par for
commonplace.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
1 million is probably not even enough for these big ass shows.
Damn, I can't believe John Turturro is one of the high profile cast members. That's
John Turturro.
I love him.
John
but
Turturro is
never
dope.
would have considered him like an A-list actor.
I don't know if he is considered an A-list actor, but I think in like for TV series and shit like that, yeah, he's up there. Would he draw in a crowd as the star of a movie? No. But you would watch a show for sure that has John Turturro in it.
When you're like background second rank actors are John Turturro, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember him in what was that HBO miniseries?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, the serious one, right? I don't remember what it was called, but it was the kids in New York City, the something 5, or what was it? Am I thinking of a different?
That was another one. No, that was another one where he was where he was. Now what was that, a series? I can't remember if that was a movie.
There was a miniseries.
Okay, I was thinking the one where the Indian kid was a taxi driver, and he borrowed his dad's, his dad owned the taxi. He borrowed it to go to a party, and he got lost, and a girl jumped in the taxi. So he was chilling with her, went to her crib. He went to sleep, woke up, she was dead.
Oh,
and then he just started.
Yes.
Damn.
It was also an HBO
night.
miniseries, right?
Yeah, that was an HBO miniseries. Yeah, and John Turturro played his lawyer.
Yes.
And that was a really good. That was a really good miniseries.
I can't remember the name of that, but that was a really good.
It was the dude
from
The
Night of.
The Night of. That's right.
Yeah.
Dave, sounds like it looks like you have not seen that.
Seen The Night of?
I have not seen the
that
night
was
of.
with,
I'm
You need
aware
to
of
see
it,
that.
but I never
You need to
actually
see
watched
that.
it.
That was good. Very
with Remy is his name? No,
Rami Malek?
no, it's
No,
not
no,
Remy
no.
Malek.
Hold on, I'm looking it up now.
By the way, while you're looking that up, I decided
Sure.
to also look up the Severance budget on Bard, which is Google's Chat GPT thing. Bard says that it's actually around $100 million for the first season. But in another draft, it says that the estimate is $10 million per episode, which is based on the average budget for Apple TV Plus shows, which is $15 million per episode. And they're actually saying effects is and complex sets. So the sets were actually elaborately and very detailed design. So though it seems very plain to us to be mostly white walls, there was some very detailed sets created. And someone pointed out a building I was supposed to visit a customer at and didn't get to, but someone told me that was actually here in New Jersey, or I say here as if I'm in New Jersey, just south of me in New Jersey.
It's just
area.
you're close by.
It was used as one of the sets for Severance.
I feel like a lot of the Lumen was definitely a place in Jersey, some factory or company or so. Like I feel like that was the majority of the filming area.
Yeah.
It was the New York, New Jersey, Tri-County area, if you will.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Riz Ahmed.
10 to 15 million an episode is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot for Jersey. Jesus, you're paying them to fucking film in Jersey. Jesus, that's like LA prices, dog.
Guys, so the star of the night of is Riz Ahmed.
Riz, that's his name.
He was the drummer, right? In that,
Yes.
or the musician in that
Something-
movie.
Yep.
Something metal.
Yeah,
The sound
of metal.
Yep.
Sound of Metal.
Yeah, and obviously, like we said, also with John Turturro and Michael K. Williams is in that too.
Yes, our
Damn,
boy. That was a great
Omar.
show. I can't believe you haven't seen that. You got to watch that one.
I gotta
Yeah.
check it out.
Miniseries.
It's still on HBO, right? Like they don't pull it off of there.
No,
like they did
no,
with
it's still
fucking-
there. It's
Okay.
8 episodes.
Yeah.
Miniseries, just the one
boom,
season,
boom.
8 episodes. Boom, bang it out. Really good. I was late to that one too. I kept hearing a lot of good things, and then when I saw it, I was like, damn. Which, by the way, I know it was what I was fucking with last week, but we're deeper into Your Honor, bro, and
Good show.
Tight.
Very
Yo.
similar. Very similar.
very similar situation. But Bryan Cranston, man, he's
Great actor.
Yeah, he's
oh
great,
my god,
dude. He's great.
and yeah, I mean, we're still on season 1 because I can't just bang them out, as fast as I'd like to.
Sure.
But really good. I can't wait to see how this shit ends.
For sure.
It's just they just
For
keep
sure.
sucking you in. One of those things where it's like it just keeps bringing them into more shit. And it's great. So and yeah. Do you guys have anything else to add to this stellar conversation?
I got a fucking with.
Ooh,
sure.
What you fucking with?
Go for it.
I mean, I want to say that I'm fucking with it only because I've been watching it and like I've caught up to where I'm waiting for a new episode to come out.
Sure.
I don't know that I'm necessarily like sold and I'm like really like hard fucking it. I'm kind of like soft fucking it.
You're just rubbing the tip.
I'm rubbing the tip, just trying to finger the tip. But it's of course an Apple TV show, The Big Door Prize.
Ooh, I
Oh,
thought
I've been
about
seeing
that.
that,
It just, I don't know. I saw the trailer and it was just like,
It's
I
one
don't
of those
know if
shows
I'm
where
fucking
like
with this.
first off they in the previews that Apple TV fucking forces on you now, they build it as like a comedy. And they like all the quotes are like, oh, one of the best comedies and all this. It's not funny at all. There's no comedic. like you might get a chuckle here and then.
Sure.
But it's more like a dramedy, heavily on the drama. It's one of these shows where like you watch it and you're like, oh, this is interesting. I wonder where this is going. And then you get to the end of the episode and it's like, oh, that was weird. Damn, now I got to watch the next episode to see what. And every episode is about one character's experience. So the premise of the show is that there's this random machine that shows up in somebody's convenience store, and the machine tells you your life's potential. So you put in 50 cents, like an arcade machine. It's supposed to be a game, but it literally just it tells you your life's potential. And as you like watch it, you're just like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Wait, people are doing that to get their life, and then like the life's potential that they get, like sometime it's like something like superstar or magician, and other times it's something like liar or I'm trying to think of another more abstract one. There's like just some of them are like weird, and some of them are like specific, and some of them are like ultra specific, where you're like, what the fuck does this mean? Like, how does it? So there's the overarching thing where I don't know that I'll get an answer to, as far as what the fuck does this mean? Like, why does this machine exist? Who brought it here? Why is it providing this thing? I don't know that I'll ever get an answer to that. If the show wants to go past one season, they probably won't answer it. They'll just like tease what that's about. But the story, each episode is about like each person's experience when they got their card. And then like it only shows that for like the first right before the title card entrance. So it'll show what happened when they got their card, and then it continues on with the rest of the story. And so, the kind of motion that you're going through is you're watching the story, and then right at the end, they kind of show something about, this one character and how something impacts them, and then you're like, fuck. And then the next episode you see, because I was behind, it'll start auto playing, and the next episode you see like the title of the next episode is that character's name, and you're like, fuck, now I gotta watch the next episode. So that's why I'm fucking it with it, because it keeps on dragging me into it, and now I really want to see how this turns out. That's how
Hello Tomorrow was with Billy Crudup. I don't think either of you guys watched that, but Ash and I watched that once it dropped, and we stuck it through. Like, it's over now, like it ended, but it was the same way, where it was interesting enough to get you to the end, and then the end had a little hook to bring you back into the next episode. And each episode was like that, to the point where we were 3 or 4 halfway through the season, and we're like, all right, well, we're just gonna fucking watch the rest of this and see what the fuck happens. Like, it was one of those where it didn't blow me away, but it was still good enough where we're like, all right, it's time to watch this show because we need to know what's up. So it seems like Apple is sort of developing a little formula, because I feel like Severance was the same way at first. So. Like, when it first came out, it was just like so different and so wonky that it got you hooked, and you're just like, all right, now I need to finish the story and figure out what the fuck. Right.
I
like it. I dig it.
Check it out then. I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, that was. I tried watching Hello Tomorrow, and I've yet to get past the first episode.
Might be time to call it, son. Might be time to call it.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I get distracted a lot when and it's not one of the movies that I'm forced to finish because my girl watched it with me. It was just one of the ones where I put it on, and once I get a little distracted by anything, it's like
game over.
I get through a majority of the episode, and I'm like, oh, I don't even know what the fuck is going on right now. Right, so I won't put it on that, but yeah. Anything else we want to add?
Nah, I got 2 tabs open in my Chrome. One says Niger and the other says Craig T. Nelson. So it must have been a good episode.
Oh, God.
All right, so
as long as you finger the beam.
well, on that note,
It's only 1G. It's 1G.
Definitely on that note, guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the podcast. If you made it this far, then Godspeed, because you really, really enjoy us.
I barely made it this far. I'll be honest with you.
Word. Yeah, so remember, if you do enjoy our content, give us a thumbs up. Let us know you really enjoy the episode by leaving a comment or a review if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else where they would allow you to do such. And if you're not already subscribed to the show, please do so. You're watching us on YouTube. Let us know how much you enjoy the show. Give us that thumbs up. Subscribe to the podcast there as well. If you're a listener, definitely tune into our YouTube channel because it's a great time. You get to see us in real time.
Word.
Just bumbling through whatever the hell we are talking about. And Dave's rubbing motion as he made fun of Johnny. So, and if you want to support us and you want to cop some dope merch in the process, go to insensitivemerch.com, cop yourself some gear, stay drippy with Drippy. And yeah, as always, we support y'all. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace.